Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. And hey, Ruel, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
I'll let you know in 10 minutes after we go through this incredible collection of crazy far out experiments we are doing on the show today. Starting
Yeah.
with, can everybody hear me and Ruel?
Yeah, let us know as far as volume goes, folks. Hopefully my loud mouth hasn't drowned out Rahdo's. And also just let us know how the stream looks. We've got a lot of behind the scenes things going on today. Fingers crossed that everything, holds together and goes smoothly. Let's see, volumes, everyone says volume's
Yep,
good.
very
Sounds
good.
good.
Does
All right.
Ruel sound
Good.
different? Because in addition to everything else I did, about an hour before we started, I was experimenting with one of these little things. They're called Jabras that let you put this earbud in my ear because it's always constantly falling out. And when I was trying to squeeze it on to this, I felt the thing go. And now Ruel sounds like garbage in my ear, but that's because I think I busted this.
So
Ruel
let me
feels a
know,
bit
folks.
dark.
Do I sound like garbage in your ears, friends? Let
Well,
us know.
yeah, if Ruel sounds
Um,
fine. Oh, also, did you just notice any kind of glitch? Because here's what's happening today, folks. Pretty much for the last few months, we have been using Streamlabs OBS because of its ability to simultaneously record one version of the show and stream a different version of the show so that we can have the YouTube show without the stream avatars and stuff like that. If you were watching last week, you know I was going through technical glitch hell. And during all that time, I was still recording stuff, and regular OBS never gave me any grief. It was just Streamlabs. Kept having all these things with the mic dropping out and all kinds of stuff. And so this weekend, I did a little test and found out that I can run 2 instances of OBS with the same, actually less CPU overhead than one instance of Streamlabs. And so what we're doing today is I am running 2 copies of OBS. The regular one, which I'm recording the YouTube show, and then a second instance of it that is streaming the first instance and layering on the avatars and whatnot. So it's far out. It's very weird. I didn't really have a good way to test it. And one thing that OBS does, it has like this little red, green, yellow light that tells you how good your bandwidth is. And OBS Streamlabs didn't have anything like that. And so I've never really noticed. I've noticed every once in a while it's switching colors. And maybe I was always it was going from 5 megs a second down to 2 megs a second, then immediately back up to 5. So at any point since I've been talking, folks, have you noticed any dip in quality? I will wait 10 seconds for you to let us know. Alrighty. And what does everybody say? Sounds great. Rel sounds fine. Oh, good.
Look at that.
Look at that. I didn't push that button. Ruel pushed the button for Duck of Death 5 saying Ruel sounds fine. That was a great test too.
It
Yes.
works. Yes.
Yeah. So from now on,
I
folks,
can handle chat now, friends.
Yeah, Ruel is in charge of the chat. We found a new system that he can remotely administer the chat and put stuff on the screen, so I don't have to mess with cameras, mess with banners, mess with stream, and also mess with trying to find notes in chat and put them on screen. That is all Ruel's job. If you want your words of wisdom, you have to. It's all on Ruel whether he will let you through the door. Yay.
I am now the gatekeeper.
He
of
is the
chat,
gatekeeper.
friends, so,
Are you the
yes.
keymaster, folks? You'll find out.
The keymaster, we shall find out. Wim the webmaster said that there was a glitch earlier, so just a FYI.
There was a glitch earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Ruel, Duck of Death says Ruel might seem slightly blurry. That is to be expected because of the way I'm recording Ruel. Ruel and I are talking through Discord. And because a few months ago, back in November, Skype was giving us all kinds of trouble. So I switched over to Discord. And Discord does not have, as near as I can tell, a way to output its video into OBS. So what I'm literally doing with Ruel is there's a little window over on my other thing, and I'm just zoomed in on that window. So Ruel should be at a high resolution, but he's at kind of the equivalent of, I don't know, probably like 500 pixels or something like that, because I'm literally just recording a window. But he's always slightly, just ever so slightly out of focus. So that shouldn't be any different. Yeah. You're probably just paying a bit more attention now.
Right. Okay, and then let's see. There was a couple of people confirmed that there was a brief freeze for you, Rahdo.
During my big speech?
Yeah, right. There was a mirror screen freeze for Rahdo, Wim said.
Oh, just
and
me?
Also, yeah. And
it
also,
should be for everything.
Confirmed. Yeah. RFS stand. Oh, here, I'll put this up
Yeah,
on
put it on the
screen here.
screen.
They,
Share it with everybody.
that's what this is for.
Yep.
They use CBR rather than VBR in OBS to keep it
Constant
from
bit rate
changing
rather than
bit.
variable bit rate. Oh. Honestly, I have to admit, I have never messed with any of that stuff. All that stuff just
Me
scares me.
neither.
I'm now just going to
good
go
to know, Dan.
look, which also scares me, even just looking at this stuff while we're live streaming. No, I am. I am set to constant bit rate, a bit rate of 5,000 kilobytes per second. Capital K is kilobytes, right? Lower K is kilobits. So, yeah. So there's that. And I don't know, maybe, like I said, maybe Streamlabs always had those dips too. Oh, like I just had a dip right now. I just noticed in the corner of my eye, it went to red, and it's just for a second. It goes from 5 down to 2 and then back up to 5.
Interesting.
And in 5 seconds, people will say, yep, we saw that. Or no, at that moment, we didn't notice anything went wrong.
Yeah, Nazgot just said there was some stutter. Okay.
Ruel's screen wobbled. But Ruel, probably Ruel literally touched his table or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. The Kate Invader said you're freezing once in a while?
Just me, though. Although it could be both of us, and people just notice because it's happening when I'm in the middle of talking. And so it's the whole, Yep.
Okay.
And this is happening regularly. Yeah, so folks, you are here for a test. There is no getting around it. We are definitely doing some Testersons today. Let's see. Now, if I recall correctly, I was streaming in 5K, can you pull your task manager and sort by CPU usage? Well, actually, nice thing, OBS tells me that the streaming OBS is taking 9% of CPU, and the recording OBS is taking 10% of CPU. So between the two of them, I'm taking 20% of my CPU, running 2 simultaneous instances of OBS. And and it just dipped
weird.
again. Now, of course, it wouldn't dip if I just said, hey, you know what? If you want to keep dipping down to 2K, you can just be 2K the whole time. I could just do that. But that means I would have to stop the stream and start it again, which sucks because then the video will be in multiple instances and stuff like that. Right. Oh, but Omelet says, so it is, when it's happening, apparently we are dropping frames, which is to be expected. Let's see. What else? I'm going into my settings. Let's see here. In fact, I'm going to put my settings over here. And, all right. Well, what the fuck? We'll put Task Manager on the screen too, if I can find it. Task Manager. I just have to minimize you. Oh, and I have to close you. Minimize you. So I can find Task Manager and bring it over here, and then bring you back up and minimize that and put that full screen. There's my Task Manager. Wow. Power usage. Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting to share. I've never shared anything on the R&R screen, so we are going to temporarily leave the R&R blue void, which means Roy will still be here. Oh, but I don't even know if you can hear him. Let's see. What can I do? Oh, I know what I can do. I can come over here to Browser, and I will just add a new feature to the scene, which is a Windows capture, and I'll put it on top of the browser. A little sloppy, but it will work.
It works.
Right. Okay. So I'm needing to, I don't want to add a new scene. I want to add a new element to the existing scene. And no, that's the wrong button. Oh, because I need to over here. Open. I need to add a Windows capture, and that's fine. And I want it to be that. Okay. And boom, there we go. There's my task manager. Let's go on ahead and just kind of fill in that space. That'll do. Whee. That looks nice and professional. Look at all that red. Look at that, very high. Like I said, this is all Testerson stuff, folks. I don't really know. Maybe it's not going to work. But we'll figure something out. Anyway, so there we go. Power usage very high. That's weird because percentage usage is 10 and 8% and 1.4%. But I don't know. I haven't paid attention to Task Manager in years. What does the audience say to all of that, Ruel, now that we are sharing?
Let's see what RFS Dan says. Drop frames should be from a CPU. I use about 40% upload speed of my total.
All right. Well, and we're way below that. Yeah, and like I said, I'm literally, OBS in the bottom right corner it tells me what its bandwidth is, and it's got a big green, and right now it's dropping to drop down to 3. And now it just climbed back up to 5. Literally, as I said the word right now, it started dropping. Let's Yeah.
Brenner says the very high is to be expected because those processes aren't going to sleep. Going to have to continuously process data streams. Okay.
OneDrive spiked to 10% usage at that moment. That's interesting. I'll kill OneDrive if I can.
Then Wim says it uses GPU. Those need a lot of power.
Let's see. Can I kill OneDrive? It's just always on, isn't it? Help in settings? How do you kill OneDrive? OneDrive needs my attention. There are 40 sync issues. You can see I really don't pay much attention to OneDrive. All right, you know what? I know how to get rid of OneDrive. I will just... Where is OneDrive? Where are you on here? Sort by name.
Bye-bye, OneDrive.
For now.
Yeah, and thanks everyone for helping out with the
yeah,
test here.
I know you didn't sign up for... you want us to talk about games and stuff.
This is part of the process. You're seeing all the sausage being made behind the scenes.
Yeah. And I would have happily done this weekend, except Twitch doesn't give me an opportunity. Where is OneDrive? Oh, is it MT OneDrive? I don't see OneDrive on here. Oh, there it is. Microsoft OneDrive. All right, we're just going to end you for now. Bye-bye. So long. Been nice to know you. Hopefully that doesn't hurt it too bad. And the icon has disappeared. Fine. Okay, and then back to, let's go to just sort by GPU usage. All right, 10 and 8 CPU usage is 17 and 14. I don't know. Okay, what's everybody saying?
Wim, just let me get the comment up there. The stream client might also use some bandwidth when you don't want to.
Stream client might also use some bandwidth when you don't want to. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, so well, I guess my real question, folks, is how bad is it? I mean, is it happening fairly regularly? Is this going to make for a terrible thing and I need to shut this down? I am set to 30 frames per second. But you're right. I could downgrade the stream to 720p. So that is a possibility. Maybe that's what I should do. I mean, I don't know. I mean, should I drop from 5K? I think for the longest time, I had it set to 2,000 kilobytes per second. And I think for a while, for a few weeks, I was, no matter what, I would always tell Streamlabs to say, hey, stream in 1080p. And then it never would. It was always 720p. And I ultimately figured out, oh, that's because I was set to 2,000 kilobytes. And when I set up to 5 kilobytes, then it started working. So the R&R Show has been streaming in 1080 only recently. Wow, people are getting all kinds of complex with multi-threaded processes and such.
Seriously, yeah, it's pretty amazing who got in chat.
Yeah, we have a tech-savvy audience, it would seem.
Love it.
Right. So, I mean, what do folks think? Unfortunately, I will have to stop the stream, very quickly go into settings, because it will not let you adjust these settings while it's actually streaming, and then, and start back up. So, I mean, the nice thing about Twitch is, I believe that's just uninterrupted, right? It'll be gone, there's nothing going for a second, and then if you just wait 10 seconds, it'll be back again.
That's what I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well... Yeah, if you want to do that.
So yeah, I mean, really, it's the question of the audience. How bad are these little glitches? Because we both think everything looks fine from our perspective.
From our end, yeah. Now, Brenner does say, haven't seen a pause since OneDrive died, but it hasn't been that long.
Well, that is weird. It's interesting. I mean, whenever we start doing this, I always try to kill any excess stuff. The main thing that is Skype. It never occurred to me that OneDrive is a monster.
Yeah. Yeah, Wim says looking good at the moment.
Well, okay.
Huh.
That's weird.
Maybe.
But I don't mind. I actually have I think like a 21-step checklist that I go through every time before we start. I'm gonna have to add step 22, shut down OneDrive apparently. Because actually, my wife and I, we rely on OneDrive to keep all our computers synced. We use it for a lot of stuff. Oh, I just thought of one thing that maybe OneDrive is oh, what's that going to do? Here's another thing, folks. To make this happen, that I'm running 2 separate instances of OBS. All right, it's not bad at all. Okay, cool. All right, to make both of these things work simultaneously, one of the things I learned is how to make standalone versions of OBS, that it's not properly installed. It doesn't have stuff in the system folder. It's just a directory. I can take that directory, I can put it anywhere. In the process of doing this, having these 2 standalone instances of OBS that can run independent of each other, I figured, hey, you know what? Since these could be anywhere, let me throw them in my OneDrive so that if my computer fails, I won't lose all my settings. And I was very excited about that. But that means I'm running apps from within OneDrive and probably all kinds of stuff. And everyone's like, what's happening? And so maybe that's what it was. And so if I shut down OneDrive and after the show is over, then I start OneDrive and go, okay, I'm going to update these programs now because they did whatever they did. They manipulated initialization files or something like that. I bet you that makes sense.
Okay. Well, cool. As Old Man Coaster said, this is crowdsourcing at its finest, right? All the tech stuff.
Indeed. Okay.
Goblin asked if we could push the comments up a bit because they're being blocked by the avatars.
Okay, yeah, cool. When I was doing this test, I had no avatars. Let me go on ahead and edit that. Where is that? That is going to be, right. Oh, okay. How will I do that? Okay, I have to go into studio mode, and then I have to go into my universal thing, and then put something on screen for the nice folks.
Okay, let me.
What? Perhaps his request to do what I'm doing.
Feature chat is freaking out on me now.
What's? Oh no, what it is.
Heck?
What's happening?
Oh my gosh, what is going? It's just maybe it's on my end. I cannot get down to the bottom of the chat. It keeps scrolling up back to the top.
Really?
Is this my mouse?
Crap. Well, we're experimenting with everything today, folks.
Yeah.
I guess. What can I was gonna say? You could refresh. It's a web page. Refresh the web page, maybe.
Yeah, let me refresh.
Because I do know that if you refresh, it keeps track of the stuff you put in the queue, so you don't lose anything.
Okay.
So maybe that'll fix it.
Yeah, yeah. Now the page isn't reloading. This is funny. Okay, come on. Refresh. Yay, spinning wheel. Nothing showing up.
Keep on turning. Oh, everything's
Keep
falling
on
apart.
Turning. Oh my gosh.
All right, let's see. I've got feature chat working, and so I'm just going to put something on screen.
Okay.
Some Rolling Stones. Ruckus says, I see a red screen and I want it painted black. I'm not going to keep singing though. All right, so I've got that now. And how? All right. Oh, that's still a. I see. Why are there two of them? Of course there are two of them. Because of that? Yes, that is why. All right, because I did this. Sorry, folks. There is so much going on here. We are juggling a lot of plates. All right, so that means I need to hide this other thing. Where is that? That is. Where are you? What is it called? It's called Chat Highlights. If I just hide that, boom. All right. So how does that look? That looks like that is floating above the peeps. And right. Okay. So now I need to come back to us. Boop. All righty. And we can leave studio mode. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Yeah, that looks good. I figure out mine.
It's completely failing on you?
It's my mouse.
Your mouse is failing on. Oh, maybe your mouse was like forcing a mouse wheel roll.
Yep, that's what it is. It's just continually scrolling. So
rip the wheel out.
Yeah, so let me try it again. Yeah, it's totally forcing a wheel scroll.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a hardware issue that was certainly unforeseen. And you know what? In all this time, I have not seen a drop. So I bet you anything it was the fact that OneDrive was saying, oh, I need to back this executable up every 10 seconds because it's sitting in OneDrive. That explains, that's why it was so regular and so constant. That's a really weird edge case. So you're looking around to see if you have a backup mouse.
Yeah, give me a second here if you don't mind.
Well, okay, while you're doing that, I'll just, I will look and see what people have been saying, because I've been too busy running around with, like a chicken with my head cut off, as they say. Alrighty, stream has been solid. Yep, it was OneDrive. I'm so glad whoever it was who said, I was like, task manager, who needs that? It was like, well done. That was some very high quality real time IT from the audience. Thank you. Oh, the silent episode. Yes. Hopefully if this works, because like I said, I'm assuming OBS is a more robust system. That if there is like a temporary mic glitch, OBS then continues on with the mic coming back, whereas maybe Streamlabs just didn't. Because like I said, with all that stuff that was happening last week, OBS, because I kept recording things, never went down on me. So which is why I thought, okay, if I can just make this work, maybe that is the solution. Oh, I guess while Ruel is gone, I should just go on ahead and make it all about me. It's all about me. Let's see here. What else? Brenner has won 35 from the jump catch game, and he's won all my love and admiration, as has Nazgoth and Duck of Death and everybody. Let's see. Oh no, Duck of Death says the stream is black. Is that still the case? I don't see anybody else saying that. So hopefully that was just you, and maybe just a refresh took care of that. When in doubt, reboot. Brenner was wanting to look at performance, but I think we've got it. All right, RFS Stan. Wow, Ruel's going deep into his attic to find an old dusty ball, a mouse with an actual ball or something like that, and he'll have to open it up and clear out all the gunk because it doesn't work. Anybody remember that? Anybody old enough to remember non-laser mice?
I used non-laser mice back in the day.
Yep. Did you literally go out and find your old trackball from
I
2002?
What I did was I went to get new batteries.
Oh, it's a wireless, yeah.
Solves the problem.
There you go.
Yeah,
Of course, your wireless, your batteries would die the second we're trying to do all this other stuff. That actually happened to me recently. The nice thing about this wireless is a rechargeable, which is why I got a rechargeable cable just right below the table.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, yeah, this keyboard and this, they're both from the same set, and they both just are USB chargers.
I need to get the
they're great. And the other thing, this keyboard, I got it because it was the quietest wireless one I could find, so that my microphone doesn't pick me up typing too badly.
Cool. Let me see if I can get this to work. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It was battery failure on my end.
Everything can go wrong is going wrong, but that's to be expected. It's a bold, new, exciting 2022 episode.
Yeah.
Here for the show.
That's what the pre-show's for.
Exactly. This is exactly what the pre-show is for, so that everything can explode in our faces, which has definitely happened. Okay. Cool.
Question from Old Man Coaster. What's the wireless set you have?
That's a good question. I will go to smile.amazon.com. And I'll tell you, because I had a different wireless when I first got here, but the keyboard started getting gummed up. And then when I got these, I mean, I've been using these for like 2 years, no problems, nice and silent, chargeable. Here's my one complaint. This keyboard layout, it has all the regular function keys, but it doesn't have that, that other grouping over here. Nowhere on this keyboard is print screen. And I never realized how much I use print screen until I got a keyboard that has no print screen.
Oh.
And that is proven to be very obnoxious. I've got workarounds for it now because I wouldn't want to give this up. But print screen is a very handy thing to have. Let's see. Oh, what do I want? I want to go to Smile. And then I will go to my list of my history of orders, and then I will do a search for keyboard, and then it will tell me that right, I ordered this on August 19th. Whoa, hello, that's not it. Maybe it's no longer there because I clicked on the order to look at it and it took me to some other funky thing. All right, let's try this again. Keyboard, search orders. All right, is this it? Yeah, wireless. With UBS Nano, silent click, 1600 DPI, ultralight, slim. Doesn't look like it even has or it's from INPHIC. Let's see. Amazon. See if you can find that. Amazon. There it is. People are actually, oh my gosh, I don't want it on Pinterest. I want it on Amazon. Let's see. Wow, I don't know. Maybe Amazon doesn't have this anymore. Because I got it back in 2019. All right, let me just do a search for what's the name. INPHIC. INPHIC. All right, so yeah, there's wireless mice and keyboards. There's individual mice that match this. But I'm looking at what they have, and I don't... oh, man, I'm sorry, whoever asked that.
Oh.
I think maybe that ship has sailed.
Wow.
Let's see, let me look in the small print. Well, you know what? You folks can see the small print better than me if I bring it up to the... there it is. It's an Infic V780. Wireless mouse and keyboard set. Anybody wants, they can use their print screen key that they've got and snap a screenshot of that. And maybe you can still order it directly from the manufacturer. I don't know. But yeah, it's no longer on Amazon, which means I have to protect this all the more because I love it. It is my precious.
I never even thought of getting a rechargeable keyboard mouse, but now
it didn't occur to me either. But my previous one I had rechargeable batteries that I put in the keyboard. But then when I saw this, and it's like, oh, super quiet, and you can just plug it in whenever you need to, and it still works. I mean, this happened in a live stream the other day. I had to plug it in and keep typing while I was because it was just one of 50,000 things that died on me while I was live streaming in the week of hell that was last week. And by the way, folks, the week of hell, we'll see if it paid off. I was able to apply for partnership status. And time will tell if they accept, or if we end up getting a Brothers Murph situation. But, I made a big
Yeah.
deal about how, look, I have over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and a lot of them are coming over and watching on Twitch. It really behooves you to work with me here. So we'll see. Speaking of,
definitely have
crap.
that going for you.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
good luck.
YouTube, I did not launch hey, everybody. Okay, I'm going to run over to YouTube really quick and launch that. Oh, man, everything's falling apart, Ruel.
No worries.
I uploaded it this morning. It's literally entry number 19 on my checklist. Make the YouTube warning go live. Oh, man, and we're 30 minutes in. All right, well, still better late than never. All it is a...
hey, at least people will come over for the actual show.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
most of the pre-show. But...
I don't know if people haven't mentioned much so far, other than just watching
you missed
everything.
the fucking tech issues and watching batteries fail and a bunch of other stuff.
Well, you know what? People have been very patient for that. How about we give them something they really came for? We have a backlog of rewards. From last week, we have a top 3 and a Ruel Ranks. We have another Ruel Ranks that was requested today. We have a Trivial Pursuit that was just requested 3 minutes ago, and an argument. So, let's get to work.
Do some stuff.
Let's do the Ruel Ranks first, because at one point, I had the Ruel library queued up on the screen. Let's see if I've still got that. Where is it? R&R browser. Alrighty, there we go. Hey, Ruel, you've got to make good on your obligation to tell the world what you think about these games. I know you just got Three Sisters, so you don't have that. Oh, also, I resorted it, so it's now sorted by date of time you got stuff. So all your latest stuff is here at the top. So, I know you've been playing some of these. You want to any of these?
Wait, I want to sort on my end, too.
I have to create a poll in a new interface that I've not used before, but hopefully this will work. All right, what's the top 3 du jour? All righty, so some games you would like to rate. What do you want? You like any of these?
Let's see. What do we have? I've got... can you scroll up a little bit?
Whoop.
Okay. Oh, okay. We rated those last time.
Yep.
I see a bunch of... So I've gotten into Button Shy games recently, and I know I played not Agropolis, Sprawlopolis recently.
All right, that goes on the list. Sprawlopolis. I mean, Floriferous. I know you just did a run through or playthrough.
Floriferous, yes.
Floriferous. That's fresh on your mind.
A game that I just played the other day with my buddy was Dice Miner.
Oh yeah. Dice Miner.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else we got. Let's go down a little bit. Let's see. You haven't done Mandala Stones. Oh, that's right. We did.
Mandala Stones.
Mandala Stones, and one more. Mandala Stones, and then scroll down a little bit more for one more. Oh, how about Juicy Fruits?
Juicy Fruits, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you just streamed that yesterday, didn't you?
Yesterday. All
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What was your final score? Did you beat 89?
No.
No.
it was not good. I lost. I think it was like the AI had like 83 and I had like 68. It was ugly.
Okay. No,
okay, folks. There you go. Again, remember you can spend your channel points. How come it's not voting? No one's voting.
I don't know. That's really weird. It's working. Oh, wait, okay, all right.
Okay, there one vote. Okay.
I thought, oh man, if Twitch stuff is breaking now, then that was too much. All right.
Friends, don't forget, vote for the game you want to see me rank, and also you can spend your channel points to influence the vote as well. Mm-hmm. I may have done that in previous votes, so I'm not going to do that this time. I want to see what everyone's interested for me to rank. So, as you know, I have a ton of games, but I have not ranked them. I'm not as good as Rahdo when it comes to ranking games. But I am getting better. I ranked one the other day that I played, and I'm very proud of that. I don't remember what it was, but I do remember entering it into BGG stats. Looks like Dice Miner's got
you ranked without us? You're two-timing us now?
I did.
You're running around behind our back ranking games? That's not cool, man.
What can I say? I'm a whole new man.
Oh my gosh! Okay, it's like the Mandala Stones and Floriferous have taken the lead so far, bouncing back and forth between them.
Have you played any of these games?
I have played Floriferous, Mandala Stones, Juicy Fruits, and Sprawlopolis. Dice Miner is the only one I haven't played on, so I'm kind of mixed feelings. I want Dice Miner because I want to hear about it. I'm very excited about the game, but also I have nothing to say about it other than I'm very excited. Whereas if they pick any of these other ones, I can tell you if you're right or wrong, which is something we promise in the description of this particular benefit. Wow, it is down to the wire. Mandala Stones versus Floriferous, and that's a good choice. Those are both excellent.
Yeah. Excellent games.
All right, 8 seconds to go.
Oh, Dice Miner's coming back. Okay.
All righty, and let's see how is.
Left. See how we do here.
Ruckus says, how could you have not
Close.
rated by Felicia? Seeing as how it's your catchphrase.
I know, because I haven't played it yet.
A tie!
One of these days.
A tie!
Oh, it's a tie. Is there a tiebreaker? No.
Well, I know what the audience says. Oh, if it's a tie, you have to do them both. But
You know what? Because I mean, we do have a couple of Ruel Ranks in the bank here. Why don't we do them both?
Okay, there you go. Yes, I hear it. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're gonna do both of these. This is
For two.
Ruel Ranks 1 and 2 because you're right. That's true. There were two of them. So
Yep.
Ruel Ranks, one from both. Apparently, this is Brenner's favorite scene because he requested both of these last week.
Oh,
And
hey,
this
Brenner.
week, I'm
Thank you,
marking them
Brenner.
both done, although I'm jumping the gun here because we haven't done them yet. So, Ruel, why don't you tell the nice folks about, what was it? Mandala Stones.
What do we do? Mandala Stones. Okay.
If I can find it. There it is.
What was the other one? We're sort of doing
Mandala Stones and
first, right?
Floriferous.
Floriferous. Oh, both wonderful games that came out this last year, right? 2021.
I think so,
Mandala
yes.
Stones, it is an abstract game, folks. So if you don't like abstracts, there's nothing I can tell you that's going to convince you otherwise. But Michelle and I, we do enjoy abstract games. This one is wonderful. It's got this really cool mechanism where if you see on the picture there are 4 different, I forget the names. They remind me of the Istanbul pieces though. But you move those little travelers around, and when you place them down, you're going to remove stones that are the same. I believe there's like a shape on them, and you're going to take those off, and then you're going to place them on your player board, and your player board has different ways to score. So on some of them, you want them in a particular order, or you want more or less of them. It's a really interesting way to do an abstract, I thought. And then after you score, you'll see there's a little score track. You're actually going to place those stones there, and it's the timer system. Once it gets to a certain point, yes, once it gets to a certain point, you will score additional points. Or I think it's like certain point triggers the end of the game. It's a really cool abstract. I am.
All right, let me take a stab at actually de-abstracting this. All right.
Yes.
Because ostensibly there is a theme here, and it's thin, but I'll do my best.
Yeah. It's
on the
super
main
thin.
board, you are the head of an artists guild, and every one of those black pillars is one of your artists. Now, the main board represents all the different places that they can get inspiration to create works of art. And so on your turn, you're going to pick one of them up and move them to an area. And what you do is you grab, as you said, the top chip off of all the stacks that surround it, and that represents all the inspiration they got from nature, from other artists, from whatever it might be, and you transfer those over to your board. And over here on the board, this represents them actually working on that art. And depending on where you put it, it means you score the stack in different ways. And then ultimately, the act of completing the art takes those chips one at a time from your main board and puts them over here on this cool spiral victory point thing. So ostensibly, that is the theme. And I just put in 10 times the work that the publisher, Board and Dice, ever did trying to justify what is happening here. But I almost convinced myself.
I think that's a wonderful explanation. Like that's I remember the first time Michelle and I played through it. I did read some of that stuff, but at the right when we started playing, it's like, oh no, we just want these shapes or these symbols and stuff like that to match up. So that's a wonderful way to get the theme in there. Now we did both enjoy it. We are abstract fans. I am gonna give this a 7.75. Yeah,
7.75.
I don't think it's quite an 8, but 7.75 in my book is pretty solid.
Okay.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You are wrong because, first of all, my wife, Jen, loved this. And it's not because she herself is a glass artist. Honestly, I didn't even try. I mean, literally what I just did now was me making off the top of my head a theme for it. When I said, Jen, look, you just put them over here, you grab these things, you put them over there, because she loves abstracts. But this is such a smart game because of the multi-stages. There is, there's a lot of thought that goes into the harvesting of these tiles and where you're going to put them on your own board and then manipulating them when you're on your own board to be able to get them onto the main board. Jen really loved this, and I thought it was great. I would put it in the low 8s, quite frankly.
Low 8s.
And and I mean, I think my wife would put it in the high 8s. And because I cannot stress just how. I mean, if you can put it, I mean, really, my only problem with it is, I mean, in spite of my best efforts, it is an abstract game, and I'm just not a big abstract guy. But but it's really good. If you were to ask me, I mean, whenever I'm talking about an abstract game, I always just have to draw parallels to Azul. Because that's, that is the critical and commercial and popularity darling. And it always comes back to, well, if you put them both on the table, would you rather play Azul? Would you rather play Mandala Stones? For me, I'd play MS. I'd play Mandala Stones first.
Oh, okay. There it is. Nazgoth just says that you should have taken the door-to-door salesman job, Rahdo, after that description. Well done.
I am a professionally trained door-to-door salesman of vacuum cleaners. Remember, if my next trivia, that's going to be what when I talk about my professional training in that arena. All right, so 7 point something, and now Floriferous. So we're getting 2 for 1, thanks to Brenner.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I
recorded a video, but my video's not up yet, is it? I don't think it is. So. All right, tell you what, let's just, I don't think this will hurt. All right, I'm going to hide this for a second so you don't see behind the scenes. I'm going to go to my own YouTube page, and folks can get an advanced sneak peek of my Floriferous video that's not going to go live until sometime in February.
All right. See, folks, you come in for the pre-show, you get advanced sneak peeks of stuff that's coming up on Rahdo's channel here. So Floriferous, again, thank you again for spending your channel points. We're doing the second Ruel Ranks of the day. Spoiler alert, I love this game. This is a wonderful game from Eduardo Baraf and Steve Finn. They do some good stuff at Pencil First. They've got a lot of great games. Whatnot Cabinet, Herbaceous, Floriferous ranks right up there. It may be my second favorite game that they do. I'm a sucker for Herbaceous.
What's your favorite then? If you know.
Probably Herbaceous. I'm a sucker for that one. Michelle and I really enjoy that one. It's simpler than this one. Floriferous got a lot more going on, and I love the theme. It's just you're walking along in a garden picking flowers.
The theme is definitely stronger here. This is still fairly abstract, but I think the mechanisms do help bring the theme to life a bit more.
Yeah, because you're literally going down this row of flowers, picking one or the other, and you could also pick. I think they're called desire cards. So this gave you like extra victory points. Depending on like what type of bugs you collect, or what colors are your flowers and so forth. And you go right across there, and then you go back. You're going to go backwards, and then you go back across again. Those are each a day, so it's 3 days of collecting flowers. You also have some bounties, those end game goals up there. Actually, they're a race. If you complete in the first round, you get the most points, second round, and so forth.
Yes.
I love everything about this game. The artwork is phenomenal. I believe it's Beth Sobel again. Just one of my favorite artists.
It looks like it, but it is not. Because I almost at one point I almost posted, "Oh, great more," but it's a different artist they've worked with. But it definitely captures her aesthetic quite nicely, and I'm not surprised you make the mistake. Now I'm making a mistake.
Yeah.
Folks in the chat can confirm: is it Beth Sobel art or not? I think it's not this time.
Yeah, I believe you're right. It's someone that did. These were all original watercolors that this artist did.
Independent of the game that they brought, that they kind of like Scythe. They built the game around the existing art.
Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. The chat will correct me. I believe they made it for the game, but they were still watercolors originally.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's a wonderful game. It's a set collection, a little bit of actually, it's really neat.
A lot of set collection. A ton of it.
What's that?
It's a ton of set
tons
collection.
of set collection.
Yeah, I mean, you're working on 6 different types of sets most of the time.
Yes.
Because there's so many different things you can focus on.
I think my favorite part of the game is when you move over to collect a card, that gives it gives it like a king domino effect. Like wherever you go, the turn order depends on who's on the top, right?
Yep.
Sometimes you're going to take a card at the top just so you can go first.
Because you care more about the next row, or the next column.
Or vice versa, So I love this game. I'm ranking it at 8.25.
I would agree with that. This game is fantastic. Yes. I would rate it above. I mean, in part because the theme is there, and the King Domino mechanism works so well. But I mean, it's just there's so many different sets. You could be working on the desires and the bounties, and individual cards. Have their own display cards. There's like 3 different score types in this game. Oh no, and then there's like also collecting stones and getting majorities in them, and there's just so much. Every decision is tough. My only complaint, the thing that kept it out of upper echelon for me, is it's not as good at 2-player. If you could play this at a higher player count, there are 3 or 4 or 5 rows worth of stuff that you have to choose between, and that makes the tension much more engaging. I would love to play this at higher player counts. It works well as 2. I definitely enjoyed it. But it's 2-player mode being okay compared to higher player counts is what keeps the Whatnot Cabinet as my #1 favorite Finn Pencil First collaboration.
Yeah, because What Not Cabin is outstanding at too.
Oh my
I really
gosh.
enjoyed
Yes,
it too.
it's
Yes.
flawless.
Yes. But you're absolutely right. This game definitely would be better at 3 or 4. Um, I played it solo as well. I like the solo game. They have a little deck of almost like Automa cards that you're gonna that the
Yes.
it's called the Crow. The Crow comes in and like eats your flowers or whatever. It's really cute, but
Yep.
it works. It's a wonderful game. I should probably go higher because I really adore this
Have
game.
I talked
But
you into
I'll
it?
stick I'll stick my 8. I'll stick with my 8.25. Maybe I'll go up in after subsequent plays. We'll
I
see.
think I have yet to actually convince you to change any of your ratings, but I will keep trying.
Yes, you will. But excellent game. Great call.
Yeah,
Chad. Really
good calls
appreciate that.
both. Those are both
Yes.
wonderful. Cannot recommend either of them highly enough. And hopefully, if you're passing on Mandala Stones because there's abstract no longer. Theme are
Yes.
us. Just come up, bring your abstract up, and I'll give it a theme. No problem.
There it is. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, why don't we check on chat, or I'll check
Yes,
on
please
chat real
do.
quick. See what else we got here. Okay, here's something from Kabuki Kid.
Throw it on that screen.
Let's
it worked.
say, all right. One thing that tends to keep me from a lot of abstracts is that they are generally 2-player, and my boyfriend doesn't like them, so I'm mostly only playing multiplayer games with my group. Yeah, I can see that. Are there really good abstract multiplayer games?
That is a good point. Abstract
Yeah.
does tend towards 2-player. I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's
I'm
just like
thinking
the
of-
chess influence or something like that. Although Mandala Stones is
Maybe.
not.
That's right.
Mandala
Stones
Stones
does
is
yeah,
I think
up
it would
to 4.
work it'd be even more engaging at higher player counts.
Yeah.
And
true.
of course, as we've proven, it's no longer abstract. It's a very highly thematic game about a guild of artisans seeking inspiration and trying to create the greatest works the world has ever seen. That's totally what Mandala Stones is about.
Yeah,
Wink.
we should just move that out of the abstract category now, folks. It's obviously a theme game. People are talking about the Duke, Hive, as far as great abstract games. Yes, agreed
And again,
on both.
more often than not, 2-player. Onitama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's really the
Onitama,
chess
yeah.
influence, right? It all goes back to chess.
I think you're right, because those games Michelle and I all love, and they are all 2 players. Another one, Shobu, we enjoy that one. That is another 2-player abstract.
For multiplayer abstracts, though, as Amanonym mentions, Azul. I just kind of talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and
Azul
Azul.
is-
I mean, what about Azul? Yeah, Azul. I mean, probably, quite frankly,
fun.
another reason that Azul does so much better than your average abstract.
True.
Something that abstract
players,
designers should take into account. That, hey, why
Agreed.
limit your audience?
Yeah. I know there was what was that game? There was a abstract called, I think it's called Element. That one played up to 4, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I know Santorini, that's an abstract at heart. It plays 2, but it does play up to 4. But I've never liked it at multiplayer. I always enjoy it as a 2-player.
It was
game.
clearly designed to be a 2-player game, and they added the
It was.
multiplayer after
I felt
that.
like they just sort of tacked on the multiplayer there. Battle Sheep. Kabuki Kids talking about patchwork. Huh.
Well, all right. Let's see here.
Okay.
All right, so that's it. We're done with the Ruel ranking for today.
Yes.
We've got a top 3. We got a Trivial Pursuit. We have an argument, which we are not prepared for.
Not at all.
Let's
hold off on the
folks.
argument,
If you could start feeding us ideas for arguments, because once again, we have to work hard to actually find things we disagree on, that are interesting to discuss. Let's see, and we have a this or that. I think this or that is good to save for after the show.
I like doing it at the end of the show.
Yep. Okay.
What
cool,
was
cool,
the other
cool.
one we had?
Plus, when we do this or that, you can actually put them all on screen now. Yay!
Yes.
Right. So you want to do a top 3, or do you want to do a trivia?
Let's do top 3.
Alrighty. Super 1491. Oh, it's good too because that was requested last week, so it would have been poor of us not to do that. So we need to
here's
have
a good one. Kabuki Kid just came up with a good one. Argue about Mandalorian or Boba Fett or something.
I could argue that they're garbage TV.
Wait, the Mandalorian too?
Oh yeah, both of them.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. I'll agree with you.
But I think we have to find other things to argue about than Star Wars and Star Trek.
I know. You know what? You're right. All we talk about Star Wars or Star Trek. We should probably
let's throw in some Marvel. Oh, and we did argue about Marvel characters too.
We did Marvel too.
So that's it. Star Wars, Star Trek, and Marvel. Those are the only things we will argue about. I mean, we might as well just rename the segment. There must be real weighty, important issues of the day we could argue about.
I will just, I know, right? I will just say this, that the Mandalorian outside of the original trilogy is my favorite Star Wars thing outside
Save
the
it, man.
film.
Save it. We have an argument in the waiting.
Yes.
Let's see. But in the meantime, we need a top 3 topic today. I need to come back over to the quick actions, and I need to make another poll. And what we
so friends in chat, let us know. Do you have a top 3 you'd like to see us do here?
If folks, and here's the deal. Every time we've done this so far, we've always like put in some game stuff and some non-game stuff, and the non-game stuff never gets the votes. I think that's the audience speaking pretty clearly. So why don't when you see hey, it's top 3, let's just go with 3. When you see 3 interesting things you would like to make a list of, I will type them in, they will choose, and thus and that's how the system works.
Okay. Nazgoth got one right off the bat here.
What's
they
that?
say top 3 superpowers for daily use.
That's not game related. Do we want to put it on there? I mean,
yeah, why not?
All right. Real superpowers. All right. All right. So RL superpowers.
This one literally made me laugh out loud. Ruckus says, "Why is Monopoly a good board game?"
I could make that argument, but it would be it would be fake.
Yeah,
it would be debate for the purpose of debate. I would be able to very strongly argue my points. And if we got nothing better to do, we could do it. But I would have to preface everything you're about to say is a lie. Just so you can see just how good a snake oil salesman I am. Right. What else we got? Real life superpowers is topic number 1.
Top 3 house rules.
Yeah. Okay. House rules. All right. That's a good one.
I'd
house
have to
rules.
Think about that.
All right. Give me one more.
We got one more. Top 3. Oh, we were just talking about Beth Sobel. This is top 3 illustrators.
Okay. Game artists. Cool. Sounds good. All righty. Go. You have 2 minutes, folks. Which do you
folks,
like?
There's your votes. And use your channel points if you'd like to influence that vote to see the top 3 argument you want to see us talk about. We've got top 3 superpowers for daily use, the top 3 house rules in board games, and the top 3 board game artists. And okay, cool. We got a bunch of votes coming in. It's
yep. It's working. The system is working. After that weird, that was so weird. It was like 30 seconds before anybody voted. I think maybe we just shocked them and they were startled. It was such a hard choice. Nobody could commit.
While we're waiting for the vote, real quick, are you watching the Book of Boba Fett, or are you not even watching?
Yes, I am. Although I have not watched this week's episode yet. Honestly, I don't know if I would be. I mean, no, I would. It's a short show. It's no big deal. But the main reason I'm watching it is because my mom likes it. And my mom likes it because it makes her, she's 77, I think. I'd have to look. I shouldn't have to look. I'm a bad son that I have to look. But she's in her mid-70s, and watching this makes her feel like she's a young woman again in 1977, lining up at the Omnidome in Sacramento, California, with her 2 screaming brats who just wouldn't shut up about this thing. And then say, okay, we'll go. And she still talks about this to this day, independent of these shows. Sitting literally, it was so packed in 77, and we had to lines were around the block. You remember this, Ruel.
Yep. Absolutely.
And we could only sit in the very, very front row, and this was practically IMAX for 70s format. And I mean, she's like, and to this day, she still remembers that as like her maybe the highlight for her. So she loves watching them just because, of course, they really channel the original Star Wars. I mean, they tend to spend a lot of time in deserts, and everything's grungy and dirty and all that.
Right. So back then, so you and your brother actually knew about Star Wars? Because I had no idea what Star Wars was until
it's true. I am a little bit older than you. What was I? I was born in '69, so I was 8 years old. I was, and I mean, they so advertised the crap out of that movie, and that movie was number 1 in the world for a year because that's the way movies used to work.
So did you see it like after it opened, like shortly after it opened, or was the hype already building for a while?
The hype was there. The hype was there day one because they had done it was like one of the first movie advertising blitzes on TV. I mean, it was so instrumental in changing the way pop culture works. And so we weren't there opening day, but we were there within the first month. And I mean, it was a worldwide phenomenon. I mean, I'm sure you could go back and find news archive footage of people lined up around the block, 6 months later, still trying to see this wacky laser sword movie that all the kids are crazy for. All right, we got Game Artist is the winner.
Game
and
Artist,
a pretty commanding win, too. All right, that's cool.
Okay.
And once again, the non-game one, real-life superpowers, at the bottom with only 15%.
Yeah.
People don't want that.
I got to show you what I'm fiddling with. You'll appreciate this. I've got this big old chunk of blue tack in my hand. I've been fiddling with it ever since. Yeah, there it is. I use it for my when I did Skate Summer, the run
Oh
through.
yeah.
I used it for the cubes and stuff. Works like a charm,
You
my
can
friend.
also
I
use it
learned.
to hold your board in place.
I also
If
did
you think
that.
you're going to bump your board
Yeah,
a lot and you're going to mess up your camera
yeah.
thing,
Oh,
I don't
this
always
stuff,
do
folks,
that, but
magic.
sometimes I do it for like really slippery boards.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
artists. My number one game artist is a very close tie between, although I will give it to the Miko because I just love his
Yeah, I know you're
energy
big.
and the color. The color and the energy of his pieces. I mean, they're really simple. I've mentioned this before. I think they remind me of an older comic artist, Sergio Leone, I think, who did Gru, the Wanderer, and he did
Oh,
lots of stuff in
Sergio
Mad Magazine.
Aragonis.
Hmm?
Sergio Aragonis.
Thank you. Oh, I was thinking of the Spaghetti Western director, of course.
Spaghetti
Oopsie.
Westerns, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sergio Aragon. I used to love Gru. I used to pour
Wow,
over
you're a
those
Groove fan
comics.
too?
All the
I love
detail
Gru.
in those like
Yeah.
half splash pages. Oh man, I
Yeah.
love that to pieces. And the Miko, he's a very different artist, but it kind of has that same feel to me. That kind of really, there's not much detail here, but it feels lived in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then and unique to him. I mean, this wasn't really true for old Mad Magazine and comic books. The color. Anytime any game you've got of his, I want to try it out just because I want to hold his art in my hands and just and just have my eyeballs pop. So for me,
Yeah.
he's number one. What about you?
Wow, that's a great choice. I love the fact that you compared him to Sergio Aragonis. I mean, I love Sergio. His, the little margins in Mad with all the little, little scenes and stuff.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes, all around the corners of all the pages. I totally forgot
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Love those. But that's so funny. I was a huge Gru. I actually still have Gru #1 somewhere in my closet. I have like the first like run of like 50 issues or whatever.
Wow. How much is
Yeah,
that worth?
I love. Yeah, and they're still publishing that comic. They're doing it independently.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so it's like classic slapstick humor. I love Gru. Anyways, my #1. We were just talking about her, Beth Sobel.
Beth Sobel.
I
Yeah,
love
hard
her.
to not include Beth Sobel on a short list for
Yeah,
greatest
all
art
of
or
her
game artists,
art
definitely.
just wonderful. And I mean, she recently just did a deck of playing cards, and those playing cards look phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
She's got this really this really cool. I think of her. I just think of a lot of like the nature stuff. Again, I'm not the biggest outdoors person, but I would love to be because of Beth Sobel's art. I mean, didn't she do Cascadia? I believe she did Cascadia.
I'd have to double check that. I am not certain. I mean, if she did, it was certainly not a great showcase of her work because her work is best presented beautiful watercolor cards of whatever it is she's doing, landscapes, birds, what have you. Yeah.
Right. We just talked about Herbaceous. I think that game is gorgeous. A lot of the card games she does. And
Ripplebrook confirms, yes, she did do Cascadia, which is more traditional art. That's interesting. I want to go back and look at Cascadia. I know it's somewhere on my shelf here with that in mind because that's not her normal, painterly stuff. That looks more like regular board game art. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, now that I think about it. Well, I mean, didn't she do like the cards too, like the pictures of the bears and stuff?
That's true. Scoring. Yes, you're right. Of course. And and I'm looking at them right now and they're stunning. They're absolutely stunning. Yeah. The tiles and the things they just look like regular game art, but yeah, then you look at these card art. I'm looking at an eagle, I'm looking at a fox. It's to die for. I cannot call fault on that. That's an excellent one.
Yeah.
Which means
I mean, I was just gonna say, like, she does one of my favorite games of all time, Viticulture. She did Viticulture. She did Calico, Arboretum. Just so many fantastic games, folks.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why she's my #1.
There is an incredible warmth to all of her work.
That's the perfect way to describe it.
Yeah, she creates art that makes you. I want to be in that scene.
Agreed.
Yep.
Agreed. Yeah, that's my #1, Beth Sobel. So we got the Miko, Beth Sobel. Who else are we throwing on this list?
Okay, well, I got two, and it'd be hard pressed. When you talk about color, it's hard not to talk about Vincent Dutray.
Yeah, nice.
And when you talk about warmth, and I want to go to there, it's hard not to talk about Ryan Lockett.
Ryan Lockett, yep. Ryan Lockett was one of mine. I mean, just that entire world that he's created, near and far, above and below, all that. Oh my gosh, the characters are cute. The world just looks so inviting. You really want to be part of it. Another one I was thinking of recently was Andrew Bosley.
He is definitely rising. I mean, his work. I think he did Vivid Memories. I think.
Vivid
Right there,
Memories, yeah,
Andrew
right
Bosley.
behind you. Yep,
Stunning.
yeah, he does some good stuff. Quan Chai Moria, I'm a big fan of Quan Chai Moria as well.
So stylized and beautiful, yeah.
Yeah,
Is the audience
he's
making us? Is the audience calling us on anything? Did we miss anything?
they were talking about Star Wars for a while. Yeah. Here's a comment from Kabuki Kid. Sci-fi art is even probably his best. Empires of Void
That's
2
a good
is
point.
underrated.
Those gigantic
Great call.
planet tiles make me want to play that game, even though I have no desire to play that game.
Yeah. Stacey Everdell, another great one. Ian O'Toole. We can't fit everyone on the list, folks, but yeah, Ian O'Toole, fantastic.
Yeah, Ian O'Toole is on fire these days, definitely.
Yeah.
Very specific style. Very different than everything else we've just talked about. Very
That's right.
Very mechanical. I don't mean that in a bad way, but there's just like an order to everything he does. He's the anti-Miko. Miko is just raw, unbridled, explosive kinetic energy. Ian O'Toole is, constrained and refined and flawless and perfect.
Yeah. Good way to, that's interesting. Yeah. Nice way to.
You'd think I took an art appreciation class in college, but I did not. I took some film appreciation. I took one film appreciation class in college, and I hated it. I think I didn't even finish. I dropped out.
Really?
So we got to pick a third one.
I love my film appreciation class. I loved it.
Oh, did you? Well, then you should pick the third one since you're the expert.
You can't go wrong with any of the ones we just mentioned, but I feel like since we both agreed, let's go with Ryan Lockett.
Since we both independently, and it looks like the audience hit on him too.
Yeah.
Plus,
that's the one.
You have to give him a little extra because, hey, not only is he doing all the art, but he's doing all the design as well.
That's
he's a renaissance man in the industry, doing everything.
Right.
The writing, the art.
It's one thing, It's one thing if he was just doing the art and stuff, but he was actually designing the games. Genius.
Now, one thing I will say about Ryan Lockett, though, that might change your mind: do not go back and look at his early work for Dominion.
He worked on Dominion?
He got his start doing Dominion cards. And they are not the best Dominion cards in the original set.
Wait, just the art, or was he designing as well?
No. He was an artist for hire along with half a dozen other artists. Yeah. I mean, they're fine. Don't get me wrong, but I think he didn't get a chance to be himself. He was trying to do a style consistent with what Dominion was trying to be, and it just wasn't a good fit for him. I don't think.
That's probably true. Okay, cool.
All right, well, that's the top
there
three.
It is, folks. Top 3 game artists. Knocked it all the way. Nice.
Well, I think we've been up for an hour, and there have been no more issues. It has 100% been confirmed that was a OneDrive problem, so it goes on my list. In fact, I'm going to do that right now because I will forget. Right, where is my checklist?
Have you been keeping track of the bitrate and everything?
Step 13, kill OneDrive, because I do not want to forget that next time. Woohoo! All right, well then you ready to do our top what are we here?
What are we doing?
The R&R Show.
Let's do it. Go.
Right.
Yeah, let's do it. Now, just as a reminder to everyone before we go to the show, reminder that we had problems with our email servers last week.
Yes.
So for this week, we're not actually doing a contest, right? We're just extending from last week. So go to last week's show. If you forgot what to do, just go back there, find the game where we say the magic or a secret word.
The secret word was bomb. And
bomb,
folks who actually watch the pre-show, they get the extra info that, of course, it was Ruel who said bomb. So watch the show, listen for Ruel to say bomb, and whatever game that was, send it, because you've got an extra week, because, I mean, I must have gotten at least a dozen people in all kinds of places saying, I can't enter the contest. And we were down for almost an entire day, so it just felt like it was appropriate to wait another week. But that aside, we still need a new secret word for this week.
Wait, we have a secret word for this week?
We're doing another we're not doing a giveaway, but we're about to give away more stuff in the show we're about to record. It's going to be another $50 gift certificate from Fun Again Games, our sponsor of the week.
Oh, nice.
So we need a word, and obviously it's based on what we've just talked about. Should it be something to do with art? Should it be something to do with flowers? Should it be something to do with tech support? Should it be something to do with? Should we try to work OneDrive in? I don't know if I could pull that one off.
I was just gonna say, Kabuki Kid called this first hour the troubleshooting hour. So maybe we could use troubleshooting.
The audience saved me because honestly, OneDrive would never have occurred to me, and nothing could have fixed that problem. I could have dropped it down. I could have gone to 720p. It still would have kept happening because it was OneDrive kicking in like clockwork every 7.5 seconds. That never would have occurred to me. So, in honor of the audience saving my bacon, can you get troubleshooting into one of your entries?
I'm looking at it right now. Probably not. I don't think I can. What about, I don't know, either tech support? Can you say something tech supporty or
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it.
you? Okay.
I think I can. I think I can.
Uh-oh.
I just hit the
There we
wrong
go.
button. Sorry about that. I think I just killed everything for a second. But that was pilot error. That was not technical issues. All right, so I just need to stop that.
Oh, here we go again.
Okay, I won't do it a third time. I'm gonna hit this button. And then let's see, this shouldn't mess it up now. All right. Did that mess it up? Are we still here?
We're still here.
Okay, good. It's like a whole thing I'm doing, which I did. Oh, yeah. All right. And what was it? Troubleshoot or troubleshooting?
Your call. Troubleshoot. Like, there's no way I can work it in my games, but
Okay.
if you can do it, yeah.
All right. Cool. All righty. And now I need to just go
from
back
Brenner.
to this so I don't kill us a third time. Right. Let's see. If I just hit this button again, boom. There, we're fine. Okay. Phew.
Quick question.
Do you need to resubmit? No, Brenner.
Resubmit?
That's totally fine. I'm sitting now. We have about 70% as many entries as we normally do at this point. So there's 30% of people who probably would have entered, didn't get the chance. But I've got everybody's entry from last week. If you enter again, one of the things I do in the hour leading up to the show, it's another thing on my big list of checklist is find all the duplicates. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, I'm not sure if I sent this right or if I did it right. And so I'll get like 2 or 3 emails from the same person. And so I weed out all the duplicates. But no, you don't need to enter again. If you entered last week with the bomb, if you set us up the bomb, you're fine. This week you're going to be listening for, let's see, I'm going to say it's going to be it's a hard word to put in. It might be troubleshooting or troubleshoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll figure it out as we go. Let's see. It's going to be on that one. Right, because I've got my list right there. I've got it in all caps so I don't forget about it, because I'm going to forget about it in 10 seconds. And otherwise, I think we're ready to start the show, the really big show where we go bargain hunting.
Yeah, so we're going to be bargain hunting in this episode, folks. And I want to thank you all again for hanging out for the pre-show. Now we're going to do a live recording. So we are going to, not pay attention to chat until there's a sign right there to remind y'all. So after we do the show, of course, we'll come back here to do the post show. And actually, we got a little surprise today. We'll talk about that at the during the post show. So stick around, and I think we're good to go, right? We are sponsored. We got the sponsors stuff all ready to go.
All right, so. Hey everybody, this week's episode of R&R is brought to you by Fun Again Games. And hello, Ruel, how you doing? Hey, let's try and save some folks some money this time, or whatever we're gonna say. And right. Oh, and all right. Oh, we do not have a game on the table this week. One less thing to worry about. Good. One less thing to go wrong with this camera crashing or something like that. Although, actually, I'm curious. Has this camera crashed? Hey, here's my gray socks, everybody. This camera hasn't crashed. People have known.
I almost hate to bring this up.
Huh?
I almost hate to bring this up, but so far so good as far as the mic issues. Did you change out that hub or whatever? I mean,
no. No, that hub is dead. Everything is now plugged directly into the computer. And and at first it was working. Like, it worked flawlessly for the entire Savannah Park almost 3-hour thing we did.
Yeah.
But then the next time I got online, I don't remember what I was doing. It started failing again.
Boone Lake. Boone Lake. Yeah,
yes, the Boone Lake. Yeah, and it just crashed halfway through, and I couldn't recover. So that's what prompted me to say, okay, either I've got to really work hard on this hardware thing, or seeing as how OBS has never failed me, can I switch over to OBS? And that's when I did the research, and I found out how to make a portable installation, which you use OBS as well. I have a lot of really good info for you, by the way.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
I just need to get on a plane for $100 and fly down and spend the week at your house, because I now know so much about how to squeeze everything out of OBS. I'm an expert. I could do a seminar on it. I wonder if I should. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that right now. So yeah,
I was gonna say,
so
you
far
should
so
do, like,
good.
videos for you on YouTube. Put some videos out there about OBS. I mean, streamers would love that stuff.
I could do. I'd have to start. I mean, nobody cares about that on the Rahdo Runs Through channel, though. I mean, I'd have to start a second channel and stuff. Plus, it also sounds like a lot of work. And you know me, I'm trying to do less work. That's why you're here.
Do less work
because you're going to take care of the chat. You, all that. Okay. So, troubleshooting. Right. I'll go with shooting. I think I can do that. And do we battle royale before we go?
Yeah, let's do a battle royale.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to do a 2-minute basketball game?
Oh, how about a basketball game? I don't think
because you can play.
Part of that one.
You know how to play, right?
Yeah. I forgot. What do I type in?
Okay, folks. I'm about to hit enter. We are going to have 2 minutes a basketball. What'll happen is there is going to be somewhere on the screen randomly a basket and a floating star that indicates where you're standing to shoot baskets. What you do is you type in 2 numbers into the chat and press enter. The first number is the angle. If you choose 40, you'll fly off at 40 degrees. If you type in 130, you'll fly off at 130 degrees. If you choose 90, you'll fly straight up. Because there's a little, a compass, 0 to 180 degrees. The second number is how fast you fly. If you type in 100, you'll take off like a rocket. If you type in 2, you'll go, and you won't do anything at all. And what you're trying to do is type in 2 numbers, an angle and a velocity, to get your avatar to fly through the basket and score points. It goes for about 2 minutes because that's how long the Harlem Globetrotters music is. And whoever has the most points at the end gets, I forget, like 300 customization points or something like that. Make sense? Then let's see if I did this right.
Yes.
All right. Okay, everybody has to disappear, and then once everybody's gone, you can just start typing numbers in. And so, like, if I type in 50-30, and then suddenly my avatar appears, he grabs a basketball, and that was wrong. That was not good. Let's try 60-40. But Brenner squeezed through there somehow with his gigantic, supersized, all right.
Brenner scored, nice.
Okay, and so now you got to go like 90 plus, like I don't know, maybe a 97, and I'm gonna say 50. And somebody just knocked me completely out of it, so I'm gonna try 97-50 again. Not a good idea to go at the same time everybody else is going.
I know. Everyone's doing the same thing.
I should stop saying the numbers out loud.
Right?
Oh, I was gonna make that one! Okay, I just need a little bit more. Currently, it's Brenner 1, everybody else 0. Oh, Tech, it's a tie between Brenner and Tech. Alright, and then we get a new
45
location.
seconds left, folks.
Alright, so, let's see. Oops, I went the wrong way. I was entirely the wrong way. Somebody bump me over there. Oh, Tech pulls into the lead. A commanding lead. I think actually, if somebody actually hits 5 points, it ends early. But clearly, that's not going to be happening.
Yeah, not easy to do.
Oh, gosh, I read the wrong way again. But maybe I'll make it anyway. Oh, that was close, actually. Oh, I just missed the rebound. Everybody's... And
flying around the screen.
And Tech wins 200 points to buy himself a nice hat. Well done.
Nice job, Tech. GG.
Yep. Cool. And that's good too, because if there's a tie, nobody gets anything. I really need to talk to the developers of this game. Do you not understand how frustrating it would be to go through all that and get nothing because you tied? Fem Sensei, you should get a Patreon like within 5 or 10 minutes after you subscribe to the show. Because they're one of the benefits for subscribing. Oh, by the way, we forgot to do our typical sales pitch. Folks, did you know that if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can subscribe to the show for free? It costs you absolutely nothing. And it turns ads off. It gives you a stream avatar so you can play basketball with us. And it does other stuff like gives you discount on Rahdo merch. It gives you secret bonus videos. The video this month, if anybody subscribed, whisper to me and I'll give you the link that will let you watch Jen and me playing an epic 2-hour game of Zolk and the Mayan calendar. Next month, it'll be something else. And I forget, there's maybe something else you unlock too. Scroll down below the video in the subscribe section. There's a list of the benefits for subscribing. And again, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, it's free. Why, thank you, Chimblade. It's a good thing we mentioned it because now unfortunately, Chimblade, I should have mentioned it 10 minutes ago so you could have played basketball with us. Your avatar will appear shortly. Also, if you scroll down, there's an avatar section that gives you a list of all the commands you can do to make them kiss. And actually, there's no kiss, but there's hugs and farts and all kinds of stuff. And then there's also a link you can follow that will open up a new window that gives you a customization thing so that once you've earned some customization points, you can buy hats and sunglasses and hairstyles and all kinds of stuff. Phew. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Quick question. Final question here from Goblin. They want to know, wait, do patrons get a subscription?
No, that drives me nuts. Apparently, one of the things I get to do as a partner is that I can actually give subscriptions away. That affiliates can't do that, but partners can, which is very cool. And what I am going to do, though, and thank you for reminding me, it has to go on my short list of things to do. I have a way to let anybody have an avatar. So I need to set it up that if you're a subscriber on Patreon, what I can't do is I can't turn off the ads. You got to subscribe here. The ads are there because Twitch wants your money. Or at the very least, Twitch wants Amazon money. Because I guess Amazon owns Twitch, something else owns Amazon. It's all a spiral self-marketing scheme. But I am going to set it up so everybody who's on Patreon gets access to avatars, even if they don't subscribe here. Because I can at least do that, and also the merchandise discount. I think it's like 20% off Rahdo t-shirts and stuff like that. Plus, I still have to make the cool Rahdo and Ruel t-shirt. Ruel, could you put on your list of things to do to contact the artist who did that and find out if he would be cool with us putting that on a t-shirt?
Yeah, you know what I want to do? I'll actually write it down just because. Actually, no. Here, I have my phone here. Let me put that on my to-do list here.
Look at you, all organized and stuff.
I know. Contact. So the image that shows up at the start of the R&R show, correct?
Actually, I have stopped using it because we did it for a while, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting tired of having to type in thanks so much every time. So I'd like to enter a more formal arrangement with him, I think, because it is a really cool R&R logo.
I like it a lot, yes.
And I mean, it's not like I make very much off the shirts, but I mean, heck, it's his art, so he would get a portion of the sales.
Yeah. Okay. For R&R. Okay, cool. I will get on top. I will contact him. I think he's through Instagram.
Yeah,
so
I need to make a shirt for that. I need to make a shirt for Jen's Gamer Glass. Her stuff looks really great on shirts too. And like I said, if you subscribe, or soon, if you're a Patreon member, you'll get a 20% off any Rahdo merch you want to get as well.
Nice. Cool. I could have sworn I've seen you wear a Gamer's Glass shirt before.
We have. I mean, I pretty much, we have a set of them that we use at conventions when Jen is working, and I'm walking around a walking billboard for her. And we never really sold them very much outside of that, but they are great looking. Like a little line of glass meeples, and she has a couple different designs as well. Let's see.
All this time we've been doing the R&R show. This is what, month number 6. I need to get myself a Rahdo t-shirt. I don't have a Rahdo shirt.
You know what? I think you can probably get better than 20% off. I think I can probably swing a special deal for you.
You think you can hook a brother up? Okay,
cool. Pretty much a no profit at all. Here it is for free type shirt. I think we can probably work that out. That's a good idea.
I hope we can. Yeah. Because I need to be representing the Rahdo channel outside of I need to I want to be a walking billboard for Rahdo One Screw.
I would not complain about that. Okay, so we are ready for the show. The secret word, which I will be saying, all pressure on me, is troubleshooting. I think I've got a way to work that in. I'm pretty sure.
I hope so, because I don't think.
Yes, otherwise it'll be a real problem. All right, I've got this ready. Is everybody else ready? Is everything good? Is the chat ready to go? Oops! And all that time,
good to go.
I keep forgetting to turn off when we're interacting with people. That doesn't matter. It's part of the charm that I'm a perpetual screw up.
That's the beauty of live streaming. Things go wrong, things go crazy, go haywire. Kabuki Kid's gonna take off pretty soon. Thank you, Kabuki Kid, as always.
Yep. Don't be a quitter like Kabuki, everybody. Stick around for the real show. This is where the good stuff happens. I'm kidding. I love Kabuki. She knows it. And of course, folks, also, if you stick around after the show, we will still have some time. We'll either do a this or that, or we'll do some Q&A, one or the other. And then you hopefully you've cleared out your afternoon, because afterwards, one of the games that is on Ruel's list, I don't know which one, he is actually going to do a live stream of. We will raid that, and then after he is done, keeping it in the family, he will raid Ryan Crichton of Nights Around a Table, because Ryan and his wife this afternoon, starting at 2 o'clock, are going to be playing the Leaders Expedition expansion for Lost Ruins of Arnak. And this is, quite frankly, probably the best expansion to come out for any game in years. It is so good and so impactful. And Arnak was already great, but now it's super stratosphere. So hopefully you can stick around for a double raid after we're done.
Yeah, folks, we got all kinds of great content here, starting with the R&R show, then to me, and then to Ryan, and hopefully you'll be able to stick around. And on that note, are we good to go?
We're good to go. Let me find all my buttons, because my buttons are in completely different places than they used to be.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I need to go right. Okay, so we'll be right back. Where are you? It's that. Hey everybody, this week's episode of the R&R Show is brought to you by Fun Again Games. And hello, Ruel. How you doing, man?
Hello, Richard. How's it going?
It's going okay. It's going okay. Some folks may know that while you might be watching this on YouTube, years in the future, we stream this live on January 25th. And oh my goodness, did we go through some trials and tribulations to get it up and running. But so far, so good. I think things are going fine. And we've got a very, very good show for you today. I'm really, really keen on the subject matter. Every month, one of our shows is actually sponsored by Fun Again Games. Great online retailer. And whenever we do these shows, we tend to focus on, hey, what's all the really cool new stuff that's coming out? It's kind of our version of the What's New and Hot show. This month, though, we decided to go the opposite direction. We're bargain hunting today because it's our top 10 combined games under $20. And one of the reasons I decided to do this is because Fun Again Games has just started offering free continental US shipping for orders that are over 99 bucks. So we thought, hey, what a good time to come up with a bunch of great games to, either pad out an order that you're trying to get over that 99 or make an entire order out of these games. I mean, you could get 10 games and free shipping if you like the 10 we're about to talk about. So we agreed, right. This seems like a really cool subject matter, and plus, it's kind of anti what we've done before. Let's just focus on the little stuff. Let's find some really good savings. I have no idea what you've got, you have no idea what I've got, but are you ready to go?
Oh yeah, I am absolutely ready to go. And I just want to say real quick that this subject, again, I was super hyped about this top 10 as well, because this one hits close to home. I am a bargain hunter in real life, and not just for games, but for other things. And it really reminds me of when I first got into the hobby, because I was like overwhelmed by how many games were there. I wanted everything, but I could only afford so many. So I would look for sales. I would look, try to buy used games, or I'd trade games. So this one, I think, we've been able to, well, we'll see if we've been able to narrow it down to some 10 really great titles that you can get for cheap.
Yep. And folks, you have to pay attention, because not only are we talking about some games we really believe in, but we are also trying to give you the cash to be able to buy these games, because our sponsor Fun Again Games is going to be offering a $50 online gift certificate that you can use. That includes covering shipping if you don't quite hit that $99 threshold. And to win, here's what you got to do, folks. You need to be watching for the secret word. And hey, you know what? We're out of the pre-show now. Oopsie doops, I forgot. Let's go on ahead and update with the secret word, which is troubleshooting. That's the secret word. Why do people care about this, Ruel?
The reason why you got to care about it, folks, when you hear one of us say the word troubleshooting, you are going to note what game we're talking about and enter the name of the game into an email to contest@rahdo.com, and you will be entered into a contest to win that $50 gift card from our friends at Fun Again Games.
Yes, exactly. And so, you'll have to listen hard. We're just going to kind of work it into casual conversation. But remember, when you hear the word, note the name, send the name of the game to contest@rahdo.com, and we will be good to go. Right, so anything else, or are we ready to go? So how was making this list for you? I thought it was going to be really, really hard, but I mean, the only hard thing was narrowing it down. It wasn't a hard time finding them, but
Same. I was really concerned. I was like, okay, are there games that, because $20, I mean, that's a pretty low price point, right? Because a lot of the games that I know we both enjoy are going to be way over that. But I found the same thing. I found dozens of games I could have easily put on this list, and it was like, okay, what am I going to narrow down to my 10?
Yeah.
And then from there, we each take 5. So it was we had a plentiful a bounty of $20 games, at least on my end. So I'm excited to find out what we have on our combined list here.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, there were a couple of games that were like at 21. I'm like, am I going to cheat? I really want to put this on the list. Nope. 20 is the hard line. Below 20. So there's several 19.97s, of course, as you might expect. But and also another thing, I don't know about you, but I've been trying to avoid, this is like the 6th episode of games we buy now that we've done.
Right.
And I was trying, we've talked about a lot of low cost games, and amazing deals that are on the store. I was trying to find new stuff that wasn't just repeating what we've already talked about. Were you the same?
Right. Yeah, definitely the same, because there's just so many games out there we can highlight. Why just keep highlighting the same ones?
Exactly.
No, there's plenty of great games there. Let's take a look at some of the ones we may not have talked about in the past, or we may not have highlighted. Let's give them a little love.
Then let's
do
that. Let's get going. Are you number 10? I believe.
I believe I am. Yeah. So just kick things right off the bat here. My is
Mm-hmm.
number 10 is Mystery of the Temples. Have you played this game,
Yes,
Rahdo?
I have. I believe. Oh, hold on a second. I'm trying to remember if I have. I will take a look at it and I will actually
Okay.
show it to
Yeah.
folks as well. Let's see,
Yeah. I
browser. Here we are. Mystery of the Temples at
yeah.
1995, as promised.
Yep.
And
Right under
there's no
that point
gameplay
on.
pictures of this one, unfortunately. But
Oh,
right,
okay.
but tell me
Well,
about it. Tell me
this
about
one's
it. Jog my
from
memory.
yeah, so from designer Wei Min Ling, who you may know from a game called Walking in Verano. Um, this one reminds me of a Tiny Epic
Ooh.
game, right? The Tiny Epic series where they're tiny boxes, but they have a ton of game in
Mm-hmm.
them. And this one is a set collection and area control game. It sort of reminds me almost like a rondelle. You're going to set up cards that go in a circle, and on your turn, you're going to move on that circle. You jump over your opponents, and then you're going to eventually land on somewhere where you can either try to break a curse or you can collect gems that will help you break those curses, and those are worth points. And now, as you collect so it's set collection is hard, but the person that or the player that has the crystals that are needed to break a curse, they're going to place them in a specific order on their grid card. So the grid card's like, okay, and I need to have a yellow one here in this space. I need a blue one here in that space. That's how you're going to break the curses, which will eventually get you the victory points. I thought this was a clever game, totally underrated. For 1995, it's a ton of game for that price point. It's so affordable. And I know you like rondelles. This isn't strictly a rondelle where you get different actions, but you do
Right.
go around in that circle and try to time it just right where you pass over your opponents and you can get the crystals that you want to break the curses. Mystery of Temples, great designer, and I just think it's a wonderful game for that price point. That's why that's why it's our number 10 on our
Yes.
list of top.
That
10
is a great
games of
start
the
because
most.
honestly, you had me at the designer's name, Wei Min Ling. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
this person is something that the industry needs to be watching because Walking in Burano and Walking in Provence are both phenomenal games. Really, really good stuff. And so now, I don't think I have played Mystery of the Temples. I played a couple of other ones that came out at the same
Yeah.
time from Emperor's 4. Oh, by the way,
Emperor
folks, let
4.
me just go back to the browser because not everybody realizes this. Everybody looks at the logo for the publisher of Mystery of the Temples and they think, oh, it's Emperor's 4, right? Let me zoom in on that a little bit because it looks like that. I've actually spoken with them. They actually call themselves, or everybody thinks it's Emperor S4. It's Emperor's 4. That is their official name. They just
Okay,
capitalize the
Emperor's
S
4.
to confuse everybody and make it think it's Emperor S4 when it's Emperor's 4 because it was started by
Emperor's
4
4.
emperors, 4 friends who actually kicked it off. So just FYI.
Oh,
So that's just a little bit
okay.
of board game trivia, but that's neither here nor there. Wei Min Ling as you just really rocketed this up. I totally missed this. I definitely want to try it because the walking in games are so absolutely fantastic. And so that's a
Yeah.
very good number 10 for the list, but not as good as our number 9. Because of course, that's how countdowns
What is
work,
our number
obviously. Number 9 on the list is The Grizzled. Oh,
Oh
my.
yeah.
Now,
Yes.
have you
Yes.
played The Grizzled, Ruel?
I
suspect
have.
you have,
Yes.
yeah. I think most people have. This is such a brilliant, brilliant, imperfect communication cooperation game set in the trenches of World War I, where the bonds of friendship are tested to the extremes. And it may sound like a really grim and dour game because heck, you're trying to survive mustard gas attacks and all kinds of stuff and stress, and just not getting killed. But it's really interesting. The presentation of this game, has this very light cartoony aesthetic, and it largely abstracts out the horror and just lets you focus on it's not quite Hanabi-ish, but it is a game where you have a hand of cards, and everybody has to play cards out to a common line. It represents your battle line on the board. And what happens is, I can't tell you what cards are in my hand. You can't tell me what cards are in your hand, but we have to kind of intuit, right, if I play this card, am I going to put Ruel in a situation where he has to withdraw? Because if you play too many of a given thing, if there's too much freezing rain, if there's too much snow, if there's too many bullets, if, or whatever it might be, it can cause us to bust and fail a mission. So, we're always trying to figure out, okay, well, there's already one snow. I can put a second snow out there, and then as soon as I do that, Ruel's like, no! That's what I was going to play, and I don't want to bust us. Can I play something else? Because what we have to do as a group is get rid of all these cards. And every round where we're not getting rid of cards, it makes us take more cards into our hand. And so it's a very tricky, puzzly game. Really, really smart. I mean, I cannot recommend it enough. Also, there's kind of a sad story behind it too. The art is from a French artist, Tignes, who was actually killed, if I recall correctly, in the Charlie Hebdo attacks.
Yep.
And this game came out right around the same time, and this game became an ode to him. So, and it's this is a game all about fighting for peace, and and the central message here, because you will get through this not by fighting better, but by working with your comrades better. You can give, there's an option to give inspirational speeches to your teammates. It's the bonds of friendship that will keep you alive. And it's a beautiful story told in the darkest of circumstances, but you come out feeling empowered. And that's a really tricky thing to pull off for a game like this. Now, there is one thing I will say. The default rules for the Grizzled are not so great as a 2-player game. It's definitely one you want to play at a higher player count. But Grizzled At Your Orders expansion introduced a new variant that you don't need to buy At Your Orders. You just have to download the rules for At Your Orders. And if you play with that variant, the 2-player for Grizzled using the rookie, there's a third character everybody has to take care of. It's brilliant. One of the best co-op experiences I've had in years. So everything about the Grizzled, especially if you don't have to buy, you just have to download the rules for the Grizzled At Your Order expansion, which of course is free off of Cool Mini or Not's website or off of Board Game Geek. You will get a phenomenal cooperative experience that is very memorable, very challenging, works at all player counts. I hit the wrong button. I meant to come back here, and that was my number 9, the Grizzled. I'm falling apart, man.
I love this game. You know what really surprised me? The times that I played it, and you hit upon this, it for a card game, it's super thematic.
Yes.
I mean, the fact that you can give inspirational speeches, and it really is about that, band of brothers, type, war experience. And it's really, it was more emotional than I thought it would be. I just figured we'd just be playing cards, but no, it's so good, and it's hard. Like I played it a couple of times. I think I've only won once, barely, with the group that I played with. So a wonderful game. That's a great call. I cannot recommend it highly enough, folks. Great call for the Grizzle. That's our number 9.
That's number 9.
Let's
what
move
is
on to
our number?
Our number 8 is going to be, press the button here. Game called Oh My Goods.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Oh, good. I'm glad, because I was going to say, did you know you could have an Alexander Pfister game for $15? You probably would have said, no, Ruel, you're crazy. But there it is, an Alexander Pfister game. Oh My Goods. I mean, goodness gracious. This is a fun game that I actually don't have a copy, so I'll probably have to be taking advantage of this low price as well. This is a friend of mine. He always brings it to game night, before the pandemic, and somehow, some way, we'd always find a way to play it. It's a game of you're just constructing buildings, and you're using these multi-use cards, which are neat. You can use them for either resources or the buildings you're actually going to construct.
Yeah.
And you have 2 phases where you go into this like cool little push your luck element, right? I think it's the sun phase and the moon phase, or day and night, or something like that, where you're just like, oh, can I get enough, a brick or coal or whatever it is, and then sometimes you'll bust, but of course you'll have a little compensation for that. And it's basically a race to building 8 buildings, but I just love that tension of the little push your luck, and then do I have enough resources to build the building I want, because you're going to give up some buildings to get those resources and so forth. I just think it's a wonderful game. I have not played it enough, unfortunately. I've only played it maybe a handful of times, 4 or 5 times, but I know I am assuming you're a fan of this game.
I'm a huge fan of Alexander Pfister.
Fan.
And this is a great little game. And in fact, I mean, if you play it and you really like it, there are a couple of really excellent expansions for it as well.
Right.
Revolt in Longsdale, and then Escape to Canyonbrook, I think. I might be wrong about those. And anyway, they just make the game even richer and more interesting. Plus, they're an interesting fertile ground where Alexander Pfister was testing out his ideas of, hey, how can I have a Euro that I introduce narrative theme and campaign play to? Even though these are all just little tiny boxes of cards. But yeah, that push your luck element with those multi-use cards. Those cards can be the buildings, or they can be the fuel the buildings consume, or they could be the results that the buildings actually create, depending on how you use them. It's so clever. I'm a big fan. It actually got made into a big box game called Newdale. or like
New Dale,
Escape to
yeah.
New Dale or something like that.
Something like
That
that,
takes the
yeah.
core idea, the engine building, goods conversion, production change, and then adds a board and a whole bunch of extra stuff. I'll be honest, between you and me, I kind of, if you put both on the table, I'd probably just want to play Oh My Goods because it's just so pure and just simple and to the metal.
Yeah, and that's what I've heard too. I haven't played the board game version, but everyone that I've talked to, they prefer this the card game version. So there it is, folks, for only $15. I mean, a fantastic game. That's our number 8. Oh my goods.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, that was a good one, and let's move on now to number 7 on the list, Rolling Realms. And now here's the deal. I don't know how it is that I'm actually talking about Rolling Realms, because what we do before we actually film is we each come up with our own 10. We send them to a friend. The friend finds overlaps between and sends us back, okay, do this list. And when it came back, I was like, oh, Rolling Realms. Ruel didn't pick Rolling Realms. How could this be? It is such a fantastic roll and write game. In fact, you could almost go far as to say it is the ultimate roll and write game, because in one box, basically when you play, it comes with a bunch of cards that represent different rules for different roll and write style games you could play, all based and themed after games from Stonemaier Games' back catalog. You've got your Wingspan minigame, you've got your Scythe minigame, you got your Viticulture minigame, you got your Charterstone, you're between two castles and whatnot. And every time you play, you're going to get a different combination of these, and they're running simultaneously. So when you're playing this, it's like you're playing 3 independent roll and writes at the same time that are constantly shifting up. And what's also really, really cool is over time, Stonemaier Games and the fans of these games, if you go to Board Game Geek and go to the forums for this, people are constantly developing new card designs to add even more variability and playability. And Stonemaier has actually started releasing these as bonus promo packs. Like I know there's a Terra Mystica game you can now play in the Rolling Realms universe and stuff like that. So first of all, it'd be kind of hard not to put at least 1 or 2 roll and writes on a list of games, because roll and writes they're just a box and a bunch of cards and sometimes some writing utensils. They're the ultimate, low cost production. So of course they're going to be cheap. And there are a bunch of roll and writes I could have put on, but then when I saw Rolling Realms was here, and it's like all roll and writes all rolled into one box, it was just a no-brainer, which is why it comes in at number 7, Rolling Realms.
Yes, and confession, I had this on my short list, and I was gonna put it in, but I was like, I have a feeling you were gonna
Seriously,
add it on here.
yeah.
So that's why I left it off.
The more we do this show, the more I think we're starting to, synchronize
sync
our,
up and mind meld.
our brainwaves.
Yeah, but yeah, Rolling Realms, I cannot recommend it highly enough. You're right. It could be the ultimate roll and write. It's immediately ranked in my top 3 roll and writes of all time.
How could it not?
It may be number 1.
They're all good. Every one. It's a miracle of design that every one of these mini games is on its own good. And then you combine them all, and it creates different circumstances. It's really impressive.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And by the way, folks watching, we actually did a R&R show where we played against each other, and you could go back and check out that video and play along, because it's one of those things. We roll the dice, and you just mark it on your score sheet as well. So it's a wonderful experience.
Yeah, and actually hit that eye in the top right corner screen to go check out the show notes to go watch that run through after you're done with this, of course, because you don't even have to buy the game. There'll be links in the show notes of our original video where you can go download like low ink versions of the player cards, and then you can play along and decide for yourself if it's worth the $15.99.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's move on with our list here. We're gonna move on to number 6.
What's number 6?
And our number 6 is Battle Line.
Yeah, of course it is.
I had to find something with The Good Doctor. Reiner Knizia, one of my favorite designers, The Good Doctor. This is a game that was actually, it's a redo of a game called Schotten Totten, which I have. I don't have the Battle Line version. This is the GMT version, which is, I have Schotten Totten. I love it. Michelle and I enjoy this. It's a classic for a reason. This game's over 20 years old. It still hits hard today, folks. I love playing this game. It's a 2-player game. You have 9 cards in the middle, which are 9 like flags or areas or battles that you want to control. And to do that, you and I are going to take turns playing cards in our hand. There are different numbers, different suits, and you're basically building 3 card poker hands. You could have a 3 of a kind, you can have a straight, you can have flush, which is all the same suit. And then whoever has the higher will earn that card in the middle. And all you have to do is be the first to win 5 cards, or be the first to win 3 adjacent cards. It's a absolutely wonderful game. Michelle and I, we haven't played it recently, but we really go through phases where we play a bunch of this at the same time.
Yep.
You can play it multiple times in a session. They also have tactic cards that
Yes.
add like special abilities that you can play with as well. I love everything about this game. It actually reminds me a little bit of another classic with Knizia's Lost Cities, where you're playing cards where you don't know exactly what's coming up. Like, okay, I'm gonna play this card. I'm hoping I'll get another one so I can complete my straight, because you only have 7 cards at a time. You play one, draw one. Again, it's a masterpiece in design by a fantastic designer. That's why it's our number 6, Battle Line by Reiner Knizia.
I completely agree. The reason I didn't consider putting it on my list is only because this game, like few before it or after it, does my head in so bad. I just curl up and into a little puddle of goo and like, I don't know what to do. Because, I mean, what is it? Is it 9 different area control games that are going on
Yes.
simultaneously? I think it's 9
Yes.
along this battle line. And no matter what I do, no matter how clever I think I am, Jen is just always 5 steps ahead of me. And it's but oh yeah, it's brilliant, and one of the most well-loved and highly respected modern board game designs of all time. A lot of people would say that it's Reiner Knizia's masterpiece, and that's saying something, because that man has a lot of masterpieces to his name.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Good
Okay,
choice.
let's
Good
move on to
choice.
number 5.
Okay, well, let's forget about all those golden oldie moldies that you're going for. Let's talk about a relatively new, fresh, hot designer, Scott Alms, with Tiny Epic Galaxies Blast Off.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you not see that it was there? Did you miss it?
I saw it, but I did not. It was on my short list, but it didn't make my personal list. But I'm so glad you put it on here. I
Yep.
love Scott Alms.
Yes, as do I. And Scott Alms, he's done many, many great design things. But obviously, he is best known for the Tiny Epic series, a series of games from publisher Gamelin Games where you squeeze a big game experience into a tiny little box. Now, that's regular Tiny Epic. Tiny Epic Blast Off is taking the epic tiny box of the original Tiny Epic Galaxy and saying, hold my beer. I'm going to squeeze everything from that box into literally a pack of cards. And it's amazing. It does not compromise on the Tiny Epic Galaxy experience, but is the ultimate portable. And really, Tiny Epic Galaxies is a great game. Many people, rightly, I think, consider it to be the zenith of the Tiny Epic series of games. It is you could almost say it's kind of a little miniature 4X game, right? Because you're exploring new planets come up, you're exploiting them, you're exterminating. You're not really exterminating so much, but you're racing players to get control of the planets. And it's all driven by dice. And you roll those dice. They're really cool custom dice. You're trying to get the right faces to do the right actions, whether you're trying to fly around from solar system to solar system, or get more control, or generate stuff, or just control the dice. And another important thing about this game too is there's no downtime, because after I roll my dice, the choices I make affect everybody. This is one of those, hey, it's one player's turn, but everybody gets a little piece of what they're doing. And it's brilliant, so well loved. And interesting, the original Tiny Epic Galaxies is too expensive to be on this list. But Blast Off, which again fits in a box that's not much bigger than a deck of 52 playing cards, a bicycle card deck, but it does not compromise or scrimp on the original experience at all, is amazing to me. So if you've never actually played Tiny Epic Galaxies, this is the time to check it out. Blast Off, I think it was a no-brainer. As soon as I saw that in the card game section, I was like, oh yeah, I totally have to put this on the list. How could, I own Tiny Epic Galaxies. If I didn't, I would be ordering this today, because Tiny Epic Galaxies or Blast Off is phenomenal. And that was number 5. Oof.
Yeah, I love Tiny Epic Galaxies, and my favorite part of that game is that follow mechanism, right?
Yes.
When you do something, everyone else has the option to follow. I think that's a genius part of the design. Scott Adams has used that not only in Tiny Epic Galaxies and Blast Up, but also in Quest, and also his actually big game, Heroes of Air, Land, and Sea, or Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, that big 4X monster game where you can follow other players' their action. I really like that. And Tiny Epic Galaxies Blast Off, I have a copy. It's wonderful. It's for 15 bucks.
Do you have Blast
steal.
Off, or do you have the original?
I do. I have the original. I have the original expansion, and I have Blast Off. I'm
cannot
a big
get
fan.
enough of Tag.
I cannot get enough. Yeah. So great call. So that's our number 5, Tiny Epic Galaxies Blast Off. Let's move on to number 4. which I'll put on here right now.
Yes.
Number 4 is Floriferous. Yes. So, Floriferous is a set collection game set in a garden. This is a game from Eduardo Baraf and Steve Finn from Pencil First Games. Beautiful presentation. One of the prettiest games you'll have out there. You're basically walking in a garden collecting and arranging flowers. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. That's why I love what Pencil First is doing. They're doing these like uncommon themes, right? They've had Herbaceous, which is about gardening and herbs. They've done Whatnot Cabinet, which is about collecting curios at a beach and little things for your Whatnot Cabinet. And now this is another one that is an absolute winner. Floriferous. You just move along the garden here. You take a card and you're doing a bunch of different types of set collection. You want flowers, you want different colors of flowers, you want same sets of colors. There's bugs on them, you want to collect the bugs. And as you go along, you're either going to go on a certain row, and that eliminates the choices for your opponents, but they can take a spot. It's King Domino style turn order. So if they go higher, they're going to go first on the next turn, which may affect your choice. So I love this game. I loved it from the get-go. It has a solo variant, which works well. It plays up to 4 players, and that's why it's our number 4, Floriferous.
Yeah. Speaking of that solo variant, I know you recently just streamed a live solo play of this that folks can go check out on your channel right now if they want to see it in action. Because, it's gorgeous. It's got that King Domino draft, but it takes it to the next level. It does more with King Domino draft than King Domino ever did. And set collection for days. So many different ways you can score points. Yeah, I think it actually says on the box tile, this is a game to relax, and it is. It's just an incredibly relaxing game. Just so chill and lovely.
It really is. It's chill, lovely, and it's not like you're blocked from anything. You'll never get blocked or anything like that, but it does give that nice, interesting decision every turn where okay, do I want to go first next turn, or do I give that up in order to let them score, and I go second or third or fourth on my next turn?
Right.
That's why we love it. That's our number 4, Floriferous.
Okay, but we're not done yet, folks. The savings continue because my number 3 is Cafe. Man, I love this game. This is one that's kind of flown under the radar. I think maybe not as many people have heard about this one. I don't know. Have you actually played Cafe, Ruel?
I've heard about it. I've not played it, so I'm interested.
I may be cheating a little bit because I found this one in the ding and dent section. So, but it is $16.99 if you don't mind a little cosmetic damage on the outside of your box. They promise all the innards will still be fine, but it's so worth it. It's worth the $24.99 too. This is a really interesting beast because there's been kind of an explosion of a particular type of card game over the last few years. I don't really know what to call them exactly. It's card stacking, where your cards have little grids on them with different icons on them. And you're drafting the cards, you're getting the cards, however you're getting the cards, you're then, on your turn, placing them in a field in front of you, covering up some cards with things, burying cards underneath other cards. And in this game, so there's a lot of games that do this, do it very, very well. But Cafe, for my money, might be the best one that's come out to date. Because most of these games just rely on, look, you're trying to make this landscape, get the right things in the right place so you can score points. Here, you are trying to make a landscape, get the right things in the right place so that you can run an engine. This is an engine builder game at its heart. Ooh. This does so much more than any of its competition, like we talked about earlier, Walking in Provence, or Hanging Gardens, or Valdoran Gardens, or there's a bunch of games that do this, but this one, it's only half of the game is getting the right card and getting them so that you can create this little layout that's on the screen right here, because then every round you run your stuff. You're trying to have beans exposed because those represent places you can harvest the different color of beans, but then you have to have factories exposed where you can process them, and then you have to have shops that will actually sell them. And in a perfect world, you want to have all these things so you can have a super efficient engine. They're like, I'm going to harvest these, I'm going to put them over here, boom, we're going to have huge sales, I win lots of points. But somehow it never works that way because the design of the cards themselves is so devious that to get this super powerful Cafe on, there's no way I can do this without completely cutting off half of my production facility. It's the only place I can put this. Am I going to take all my production offline so I can finally sell? Maybe. This game offers so much stuff, and it's just constantly pushing you, to the limit You're really troubleshooting all the different ways that you can break things, but then repair them after the fact, because nobody else is going to save you. If you have to take something offline to put this other thing in, you might not get a chance to bring that online again. And the game is over pretty quick. It's a half-hour quick game. It's a ton of fun, and I just can't recommend it enough. If you've ever played any of these style of games, but you felt like, oh, I want something a little bit more than just putting the cards and arranging them, that's what this game does, and it does it brilliantly. It's number 3 on the list, Cafe.
Wow, I am totally interested in this. You're talking about the way you play the cards and everything. I've recently gotten into a bunch of button shy games, and they do that, like in
Yes.
Sprawlopolis.
Yes.
And I enjoy that. I really enjoy the experience. But the fact that this can be an engine builder and there's more to it, sold, my friend. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
I mean,
totally interested in Cafe.
Sprawlopolis and what's the other one? Circle the Wagons from Button
Circle
Side.
the Wagons.
Those are other. I mean, there's so many of these. The mechanism is so cool. I like calling it like card patching, because it's like I'm patchworking all these cards together. You know, and some of them
Great
go on
term.
top, some of them go on bottom. But in all these other games, just like, oh, just get the things together. Here, that's just the beginning. And then there's the whole rest of the game, which puts it head and shoulders above everybody else.
Great call. Great call.
All right,
Okay.
what's number 2?
That's number 3. Let's move on to our number 2. Coming up right now. This is an all-time favorite of mine. I absolutely love this game. Number 2 is...
Yeah?
It's, I'm just holding out for the suspense, folks.
Ah!
Number 2. Is it killing you yet, the suspense?
Oh!
There it is.
Okay, that was worth the wait.
Yeah, Targi. Now, is it Targi or Targi? I don't know. I don't know.
I
if it's
don't.
a
You know what?
RG or...
It has never occurred to me to ask, and I'm a kind of embarrassed. I don't know. Is
Yeah.
it Targi or Targi?
I don't know either. As much as I love this game, I'm gonna call it Targi, folks.
I have never heard
This-
anybody call it Targi ever. The
Yeah,
publishers.
yeah. Okay, there it is. Then we'll go with Targi. It's a wonderful game. Like, even if it wasn't like less than $20, it's worth so much more. It's a worker placement gem. I'm a big worker placement fan. This one is such a big hit. I always it's a 2-player game, and it's a rock solid 45 to 60 minute game. It's not a light game, folks, for what it looks like. It's got this really unique spin on worker placement where you and your opponent take turns placing on this outer grid of cards. And then the intersection of where your workers are is going to give you another worker placement spot within the grid. And so all the cards are different abilities, or it's like set collection. And when you take the workers off, that's when you do the action, but you get to choose when you want to take it. So you can sort of mess with your opponent by not really blocking them, but just you want to do it the optimal way you want to use your workers, which is great. You get points for different sets that you collect. You can collect cards that have like an oasis on them. I forget the theme.
We're nomadic desert tribes.
Nomadic desert tribes. Yes.
Yeah, we're trying to harvest the resources we need to survive and thrive. Like you said, the trick of it, you get your worker placement on the outskirts, you get something, but at the end of the round, when everybody triangulates and you get those big powerful things in the center of the desert. Oh man, that's
when it really comes together. Yeah, this game, and you're just you have, I think it's 16 total that you go around.
I believe so. Yes.
And, yeah, and then and each corner there's gonna be like the robber comes along. It's gonna mess with you, so you have to have enough resources, or else you're gonna lose victory points. This game, it was an insta hit for me, and it's a wonderful game. Worker play. If I had now that I think about it, if I had to choose one worker placement game, this could be it. I mean, because it's so streamlined, it's so compact. If I had very limited shelf space, this is the one I would pick. It's wonderful, and that's why it's our number 2 Target.
I cannot fault you at all. Here's the deal: this game has made my top 10 worker placement games of all time. Even though going up against your Agricolas and your really big things, whereas this is such a simple little unassuming game, but it is so rich and deep and rich. I mean, it will give you gameplay for years. You will not tire of it because of the random layout of the board and the order the cards come available. It's just about perfection, and I am kicking myself. I don't know how I missed that. Was it really? I mean, did you cheat?
Yeah.
What was the price on it?
No. It might have. It was $15.99.
$15.99. It's right there. It should have been on my list. I do not understand how I missed that, because it would totally. It probably would have been my number 1, quite frankly, and I completely missed it last night when I was going through finding stuff.
It
Actually,
might
no.
have been, you know how you did the thing where you look under card games? It might have been under card games. 'Cause I did the same thing. I looked under card games and I
Ah.
was like, Targi, what is that? But of course I had to pick it. Yeah. And with our separate lists, we each have 10, and then we filter them into this combined list. This was on my list number one.
Yes.
It's such a great game, such a fantastic game.
Retroactively, it would have been my number 2 because there is still one that I would ultimately, in the end, rank higher
Ooh,
than Targi.
okay.
So the number 1 best cost-conscious game you could buy right now that I certainly would if I was just trying to get over that hump and get that free shipping. My number 1 would be Jump Drive.
Oh my! I totally missed this. I did not see.
Are you
this.
serious?
Yeah. Oh.
That's ridiculous.
I
Okay,
totally
yeah.
missed
Oh,
this.
yeah. I mean, I think I
This
missed
is a
it.
fantastic
First, I
game.
just went through all games, and then kind of on a whim, I said, okay, that was a lot of stuff. I found a lot of good things, but let me go on ahead and just search by card, and I did find some stuff that I didn't see just under board games. And if I had missed this, if I would shame myself off the show because this is one of the greatest modern card games of all time. Yeah, Battle Line is nice. Yeah, Kenichiwa, it's a classic and all that. But 7 Ways to Sunday, I would want to play Jump Drive over anything else. This is basically from designer Tom Lehman, and it's him taking the more rich, robust gameplay of Race for the Galaxies, which many people consider to be the greatest modern card game, period. Hands down. A lot of people make that argument. It's a fair argument to make. This takes that core idea and strips it down into a super fast, streamlined 15-minute game where you are just building up your space empire with super speed and efficiency, trying to grab all the space points as you can. And just like Race for the Galaxy before, I think my favorite thing about this entire series of game, Race for the Galaxy, Roll for the Galaxy, Jump Drive, and what's the board game version? It's New Frontiers, I think.
New Frontiers.
Yeah, New
yes.
Frontiers. The thing I love about all these games, more than the gameplay, is the fact that at the end, I always feel like a really interesting, space opera story has been told. My empire started out one way, but then I had to pivot because these were the cards that I ended up getting. And Jen and I can always tell, we start out really militaristic, but then once we took this one planet, we changed our ways and became intergalactic entertainers, making TV shows about all of our old war exploits because we used to have a propaganda wing. And I just love that this game. It's so simple, it's so fast, and the gameplay itself is brilliant. This is, like Race for the Galaxy 4, one of those things where I've got a handful of cards. To play this card, which is very important to me, I have to jettison a certain number of cards. I don't want to jettison any of these cards. They're all great. So I'm always sacrificing awesome stuff to hopefully pick the most awesome thing based on how the game is going to evolve. It's fast. It's super quick. I think it generally only lasts for like 5 rounds because the escalation, the acceleration of this game is through the roof, unlike anything else that I can think of, except for also from Tom Lehman, The City. This game, if you've ever played his card game, The City, this is The City combined with Race for the Galaxy, and it is a beautiful, beautiful baby, and it is our number 1 from our top 10 under 20, Jump Drive. Whew.
Wow, that I can't believe I missed it. And I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna say for me personally, Targi 1, Jump Drive 1A.
Really? Okay, well then that's Ruel. I can say this because my wife is in the other room. You complete me, sir. That's that is far out. We had no preparation, no advanced planning of this.
That is Jump Drive is fantastic. Yep. Yeah, I love that tension. Every round, it's like I want to keep this card, but I need to dump it so I can play another card. I has to be. I love that about the game. And again, The City does the similar thing. But great choice, and all these games. I mean, I love all these games we talked about, and they're all $20 or less. I mean,
and we're not
again,
done.
Not
by
to
the way,
sound like a salesman, but these are great deals.
They are. And we're not done because if you're seeing this on YouTube, at one point we actually recorded this live stream to an audience of about 100 folks on Twitch. And before and after the main show that you just watched, we have a pre-show and we have a post-show. One of the things we do in the post-show is we talk about our others. Each of us have 5 more that didn't make the list. So folks who are watching live right now are going to be able to see it. If you want to see that, folks, even if you didn't catch us live, you can catch the extended part in the R&R Show Extended Edition. There's a link for it up there in the top right corner of the screen. It's longer. It had a bunch of stuff up at the top. It'll have a bunch of stuff at the end, but you can hear about 10 more games. My number 10 through 6 and Ruel's number 10 through 6, where maybe I think we might have some more overlaps and stuff like that. Yeah. But There's even more. And like I said, I mean, I could have easily done 20 of these. Easy. I probably found 30 games that I could have talked about today. It was tough, yeah.
Yeah.
But
so many great choices.
Yep. Thank you. In closing, one last question, folks. Did you hear somebody say troubleshooting? Was there any troubleshooting to be had? If so, you know what to do. Send an email to contest@rahdo.com with the name of the game that was being troubleshooted in the subject, and you will be entered to win a $50 gift certificate for Fun Again Games. And hey, that means with that you could buy 2.5 of these games, give or take. Yeah. And let's see. I think that's it, right? Have we finished the show, and are we ready to keep on going for the live folks into the post show?
Yeah, we've talked about the 10 games, and we've done the contest. And good luck, everybody. Remember, troubleshooting is the word. Go back, and if you missed it, go back and listen.
Somebody
and
said it at some point.
Someone said it.
Yep, and believe me, that's a hard word to just casually work into conversation.
Right.
But anyway, the drawing for that will be held on February 1st, 2022. So if you're seeing this on February 2nd, 2022 or later, don't worry, you don't have to bother. You missed your window, but good luck, everybody, and we'll see you all again next week. Ruel, you have any closing words for the folks?
Closing words, no. Well, spend that money wisely. We've given you a lot of reasons to spend wisely here. There's just a lot of great games at great prices. And beyond that, I just want to say, play more games, folks.
Yep. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Ruel, for, like I said, completing me. Got a little Jerry Maguire up in here. You had me at Targi, and and I had you at Jump Drive apparently. So
exactly.
Thanks everybody, and also thanks to our sponsor, Fun Again Games. Have a nice day, everybody. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. Hello. Hey everybody, we're back. We're back.
Hey,
we can relax.
I gotta be honest. I totally missed the troubleshooting.
I could say when it was. I did say it.
I totally missed it.
Let's see if I've got any emails yet from people who caught it.
Yeah, see if
because now you're making me worried. I saw in the corner of my eye somebody said, "I know I said it," and it was hard. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna bring up.
Yeah, I
Outlook.
Totally missed it.
Let's see here. Refresh.
Let me see if anyone said it in the chat.
Normally, by the time the show's over, I've already got 15 or 20 people who have caught it.
Okay. Yeah, people in chat usually they'll say it, or someone.
Yep.
may.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Russ and Matthew have both caught it. Has Jeff. So there's at least a few people, folks. It is in there. But remember, another benefit of subscribing to the show, folks. You don't have to listen for that stinky secret word. Who gives a damn? Just relax, whisper me, and I will tell you so that you can enter the contest without having to worry about it. Another great feature of subscribing. And remember, if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you can get all that for free. Right. So yeah, just if you look up above, there's a little chat thing. You click on that, and you can send Whisper, which is Twitch's version of what do you call it? Direct messages. And if I see, I'll check you're a subscriber. Boom, I'll tell you what it is, and you can enter. You still have to enter because I still need that email to for tallying purposes and all of that. Oh my gosh, well, it's 2:00. We spent a lot more time troubleshooting. I don't think we got time. If you're gonna, what are you gonna stream? Where are you going? What are you doing?
What I'm going to do, I'll show you right now. Let me pull up here. Hopefully it'll show up on screen. Folks, I'm playing Floriferous.
Are you trying to redeem yourself?
I am. You had mentioned it earlier that, I streamed it earlier about a week ago, and I wasn't satisfied with my score, so I'm going to play it again. Again, it's only a 15 to 20-minute game. I can rip right through it. It's going to be a lot of fun. For those of you who are interested, please stick around and follow the raid. You'll get bonus channel points as well if you do the raid when Rahdo raids my channel. But
yes, definitely.
Come by, check out the game, and then after I'm done, again, it's only 20 minutes or so, we'll raid Ryan, who is playing the new expansion for Lost Ruins.
One of the hottest games that have come out in the last 2 years. And soon to be one of the hottest expansions that's going to come out for the next 2 years. Must watch. Yeah. And Ryan is just hilarious. He and his wife, constantly yucking it up. I love him. Oh, hey, before you go, rapid fire. I promised. What's your 10 through 6?
Let's do 10 through 6. So my 10 through 6. Let me pull it up here. Number 10, Deep Sea Adventure.
Okay.
Number 9, King Domino.
Okay.
Number 8, Kodama Duo.
There were a lot of Kodamas you could have chosen from. That one I would have been my chosen one. But anyway.
Oh, really?
I would have gone with Kodama Avenue of the Tree Spirits. I think that's the best Kodama.
Okay, I like this one because it's got the two-player I cut you choose mechanism, which I'm
Yeah,
always
see,
a big
that
fan of.
never works for me in Gen.
Yeah.
I mean, that just brings her AP just goes into overdrive with any kind of game
Oh,
like that.
okay. Yeah, I can see. My number 7, Cartographers.
Mhm.
Again,
Oh,
one
of
of my
course.
favorite roll and writes.
How did
And then
that
number
not make it
6,
into your top? That's amazing. Yeah.
that and Rolling Realms didn't make it.
Mhm.
I surprised myself. And number 6, I actually thought you might throw this number 6 on your list. Innovation.
No, geez, Innovation is a nasty, mean game. We hates it, my precious. Mean, nasty little
The
game.
Carl Chuddick game. It's
It's a
brilliant.
great game. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
way too cutthroat for us. But it is a brilliant
Yeah,
design. I did
yeah.
see that one, and I kept right on trucking. All
Oh,
right,
nice.
so
What
here's
about
my
your number
honorable
10 through
mention
6?
because at
Yeah.
$21, I almost broke my own rule and put Tiny Epic
Oh.
Defender Second Edition on. I love it so much.
Ah.
But I
Wow.
didn't. I didn't. So my number 10, Ticket to Ride London. Or Amsterdam. They're both available.
Yes.
We love London. It's just good to have a
Excellent.
ticket to ride in your back pocket if you ever need it. Village Green, number 9. Criminally overlooked. Everybody's so excited about Flourish, and everybody's so
Yeah.
excited about Meadow. But before either of those came out, Village Green is a fantastic little game, and it's better because I suggested a variant in my run-through. They have now officially adopted that, so I'm kind of a
Awesome.
co-designer of the game.
Nice. I've never played it,
Let's
so
see.
yeah.
My number 8
Okay.
was Oh My Goods. My number 7.
Oh.
Oh, my number 7 was Targi. I did have it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Why did I
Nice.
not put it higher? It doesn't matter. It all worked out in the. Oh, that's true. Yes, that's one of the ones that our friend said. Yep. Oh, yeah. You can't have Targi, and I totally forgot this conversation. That is just how scatterbrained I am. So yeah, I would have put Targi in, except you ripped it out from me. And then I'm surprised this didn't come up on your list at all. Number 6, The Crew, Mission Deep Sea. Do you not like
one
The
of
Crew?
games I love The Crew. I took it off my list because like, oh, Rahdo's definitely going to put it on his
I
list.
did as number 6 at the number 6 slot.
Okay.
All
Nice,
right.
nice.
Okay, you got to bail, and I'll hang out with the folks for a couple minutes, and then we'll raid you. You will try to undo your last embarrassing performance of Floriferous, and then you will raid Ryan for the best game of the year, as many people consider.
Yes. So we got plenty of content to go through today. A couple of games to play through, folks. Thank you again. I had a great time, and I'm gonna go take a bio break, and then I'm gonna start my channel, and then give me about 5 minutes, and then we'll play some Floriferous. All right.
Okey-doke.
See you later, Richard. Thank you.
Bye. Bye-bye. Whoop. Okay, and there he's gone, and you get 2 of me. Let me hide the 1 of me that we don't need anymore. And we'll just chat. Oh, did he say he was going to the bathroom first? Come on, there's no time for that. I'm ready to go for another hour. That guy's a panty waist, let me tell you. Alrighty, let's see here. What am I trying to hide? I am trying to hide. It doesn't matter. I can be down there in the bottom. It's relaxed in the post show. Oh, I forgot to say we're in post show. Banner. We are in R&R post show. Oh man. After last week, folks, I mean, that was so epically intense. I am kind of exhausted. I see a lot of people have whispered me, so I guess there's a lot of subscribers who didn't catch the troubleshooting that I dropped. So apparently too surreptitiously for my own good. Let's see here. What is coming up in chat? I have access to the same chat program that I gave to Ruel, but I just didn't have it running because I figured he'd be doing this for me. But nope, he went and disappeared so he could urinate. Like that's a thing. Alrighty. Let's see here. JW Spiker just noticed rewind in Twitch. No, you can't. Well, no. You can, JW, and maybe a small handful of other people can do it right now, but it's a thing that they're slowly rolling out, and you probably won't have it tomorrow. Enjoy it while you can. I think it's like a 2-minute rewind. Hopefully they'll officially roll it out for everybody, but right now, on a given day, you might have it. I had it one day, and I was like, oh my gosh, all these channels have it. No, everywhere I go, it's on. It must be everywhere. Nope, it was just me. I was taking it everywhere with me, and then the next day it was gone. But it works really well. It's about damn time, quite frankly. All right, yep, there's my reverse camera angle. I'll just leave it there. Let's see, I'm just going backwards. Any news on Witwat emojis or stickers, says Nazgoth. You are right. Unlike Ruel, I don't actually have a proper list of things to do. I need to make one because I need to get all the Patreon backers getting the discounts on merch and the thing. And I every intention of, right now, I made my initial emojis, me frowning and smiling and stuff like that, and a hey everybody, and that was it. That is not good enough. I have a very talented young artist who I met at the Dice Tower West, and she offered to do more stuff. I'm sure she's wondering, hey, where's that Rahdo guy? He said he was going to call, and here we are at the end of January. Thank you, Nazgoth. Keep pushing me. I have every intention. I want pictures of Shay and Ruel and Ryan and other people. We are so close to getting another contributor to the channel. I am so excited about her. I can't say anything yet, but it's looking very good. She's done a couple of tests so far. She gets better with every one. I think she's ready for prime time very soon. Oh boy! And then there's another potential contributor too coming in the near future. And of course, we'll need emojis for all of them and for Jen's glass art as well. So that is on the list of things to do. It's not. That's my problem. I need to make a list of things to do. Thank you for reminding me. Let's see. Ruckus asks, have I tried Arc Nova? No, I have not. I'm assuming a copy will show up for me right around the same time that it's showing up at retail outlets. I think Capstone likes me, but for some reason I never make it on the, hey, look, here's channels that get early pre-release copies. I tend to get the stuff right around the same time that it's going into mass release. So fingers crossed. I mean, I need to get it played by hook or by crook before April, so I can know if I have to update it and put it in my top 10 year games of 2021. I suspect it'll make it. If nothing else, both Ruel and I, we're going to be at the Dice Tower West convention in early March. I'm sure it'll be there, and if nothing else, I'll play it there. But I would love to play it sooner, dropping hints to Capstone Games. I keep wanting to say Capcom because of my video game background, but that's not right. Let's see here. What else have we got here? Duck of Death TV wonders out loud. Don't they make Twitch branded streamer diapers? What do you think I'm wearing? Why do you think I'm ready to go the distance? Let's see here. What else have we got? Hey, here's something. Let's see. Or actually, hold on a second. Has Ruel gone on yet? If not, this new system that we have that allows Ruel to put stuff on the screen and answer questions, it also allows you to push questions into a queue that are impossible. Somebody ask me a question, but start your question with a question mark. Like say, literally, the symbol for question mark, what's your favorite color? Or whatever it might be. People, send me 2 or 3 of these things, because I wanted to test this system, because it throws them into a queue, and you don't miss these questions amongst everything else that's going on in chat. Now, of course, it takes 10 seconds for you folks to hear me ask that, and then it takes a few seconds for somebody to get over to a keyboard. So let's see here. It looks like a couple. So I can see, all right, so now I'm going to go over to the Q&A tab in this, what's it called? Features.chat website. And look at this. So I've got a list now of 6 different, and I can just pop them up right here. Is green your favorite color? Yes, it is. I'm Paul Way. That was not the question I said to ask, though. Alrighty, next question. If a cow laughs hard enough, does milk come out its nose? Yes, of course, but only if you tell it dirty jokes. Cows love dirty jokes. What game would you recommend for someone who loves Catan? Oh, that's Cassan Miller actually has a real question. Well done. Not treating this as a trifle, but the system's working. That's really great. Honestly, I think a good next step for a Catan game would be not Machikoro, although Machikoro is fine, but a Machikoro inspired game, because people are familiar with the what do you call it? The robber thing. Hey, we roll 7s, robbers happen. And so, I mean, a lot of people when Machikoro came out kept saying, oh, this is like a card game version of Catan. No, it's not at all. It's just like it has kind of a tentative thing. So, either Machikoro if you like that, or Space Base, although that's probably a heavier one. I really love My Farm Shop. I think My Farm Shop is the best, but there's Villages of Valeria. There's the new Bad Company. Maybe one of those that uses the Machikoro style gameplay. I think that's a perfect thing to say, oh, did you like Catan? Here's something that does a similar thing, but in a radically different way, to show people that, oh, there's more than just one game, but they're confident they're going to like that core mechanism there. Alrighty. Brenner, does this work? Yes, it does. Alrighty, it's working great. Let's see. Are you actually wearing diapers? Asked Horse Glass. No, I'm not. There are diapers in the house. My mom does occasionally have to use them because she suffered, her heart condition means she Wow. It doesn't come back. Oh, okay, it did. Oh, that makes me so sad. I was so happy. And now I'm just saying, what the duck? What the duck, followed by... Yep. Oh, that is crap. We almost got out alive, folks. So, not everything is as rosy as I thought. That's really surprising. But you know what? By now, I assume Ruel must be up and running, right? Let's take a looky-loo at the raid, and it's back to the drawing board. Sorry about that. Oh, man. There were no camera glitches at any time, right? Other than those OneDrive glitches up front. So that's really interesting. Anyway, though, let's see here. Let's click the raid button. There is Ruel. Let's go say hi. And remind him, I promised Ryan he was going to get raided today, so Ruel has to go fairly quick. But Floriferous is a pretty quick game. So, alrighty. Now, I'm going to raid. Go get him, everybody. Have a nice day. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye. And it looks like that went through. At least that worked. What the what? What the what? Well, back to the drawing board. As I said, I'll talk to everybody. So long. Bye again. Bye, bye, bye.